Ladies and gentlemen, introducing No Objective Gaming with Aaron and Jordan. Bring it on! Turn that shit up!
Welcome to episode 32 of No Objective Gaming. I can't get it out today.
It's way too exciting.
So we got Scuba here, and we're doing an Uncharted The Lost Legacy review. How unreal is that going to be? So stick around. That will be at the end of the podcast to all them haters that said,
the haters.
"Where's the time? When is it going to start?" You know, shut up and just listen.
Look, we're interesting people.
Yeah.
Okay,
You can
we're
hear
cool
our
people.
shit.
If you don't like it, all right, go away.
Yep.
But then there's plenty more here. We'll give you the news. We'll give you gaming news. We'll give you new games. We'll give you bullshit talking.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got Scuba back on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's back.
The PlayStation Lord,
We
man.
needed him back. We needed him back for.
PS4 fanboyism.
That's
Yeah.
right. We needed some more people to circle jerk with about PS4 and Uncharted and how great it is.
Yeah, because we had an episode the other week that was all about, what was it, Xbox. And, you know, we were just sitting there kind of like, oh, yeah, I don't know. It's not dying, but it's definitely not going anywhere.
It's definitely not like improving.
Yeah, definitely not. But what do we had? The Scorpio edition.
So
So the Xbox One X.
What did we say the Scorpio edition gets you?
It gets a green logo.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it. And a nice little
is it more expensive?
pattern. I don't even know if it's more expensive.
Oh,
but
okay.
Is that because people were pissed off that it was called an Xbox
One
X
X,
and
yeah.
not a Scorpio? So they're like, oh, well, okay, we'll bring you out a Scorpio
we'll
edition
give
then.
you the Scorpio Suite edition, I guess.
I hate editions. You know, like I don't even like the PlayStation when they do editions.
Yeah.
They often do like I like, you know, a sort of a slim, you're like, okay, yeah, sure.
Slim's work.
But like, I don't want editions. I just want,
Yeah.
you know, just give me like, if it does more things, then sure. But even then, you get a PS4 Pro, it's like, cool, you got 4K. Good on you.
Yeah, it's funny because I've seen people commenting some stuff on Facebook and that about it, and they were like, "Oh, dude, it's sold out. It's sold out everywhere." And then another guy said, "Yeah, I pre-ordered mine, but they only got one in at EB."
No.
So I'm like, "Wow, it's not hard to sell out if you only got one in at a certain store."
No. And I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do what PlayStation did and not have
Nintendo,
crazy
PlayStation.
amounts of
Yeah.
consoles around.
Yeah, create
smart.
demand.
Exactly,
So we
which
talked
makes
about that last week. We were saying, I think it's
definitely a marketing strategy.
You don't release a big amount of consoles because you don't know whether it's going to be a success or not. So you release a smaller amount, like, you know, it's relatively small. You're going to release a lot,
Yeah.
relatively small amount. See if it goes well, and then we'll know what reception
Yeah.
is, and then they go, sweet, we're going to print the next model.
Yeah, it works. It's smart from them. It is smart marketing. It does create demand, which is
But it's still not going to like. I still don't know. I still don't know why they're sort of sunk there. They put all their eggs in that basket.
Yeah.
They haven't put all their eggs in the new IPs for games basket. You know, they've
Yeah.
got a few new IPs, but it's
It's a bit sad when you think about it like that.
It's disappointing.
Xbox fucking shot up 360 and then just made me so
I
sad.
know, and the Xbox original was really good as well because it was the first console that had like its own hard drive built in it. And that
Yeah.
was
So what you've
revolutionary.
done right there, Aaron, is you've already all the Reddit listeners that came on before, they're all gone now.
Yeah, they're gone.
You've just written
Yeah,
off their
so-
favorite console there.
Yeah. Sorry, mate.
Sorry,
but we don't want you back. So
We'll
piss
just
off.
basically put this in our PlayStation, and then we'll get just like a ton of people.
Yeah, yep.
That'll be it. This,
just tag PlayStation 4 fanboys.
we're
Yeah.
doing the Uncharted review.
Yeah, that's right. And we've done
Uncharted.
2 PS4 exclusives reviews in a row, back to back. That's
So
how
I
good this
wonder-
console is at the moment.
Well, this console's got the good games at the moment. We're not
Yeah.
doing it because it's, well, I don't own a One. You do. Xbox One.
Yeah, I own one of them.
You're like, yeah, I forgot about that. It's
it hasn't been turned on for a very long time.
yeah.
I think the last time I got turned on was when Ollie came over. Remember when it was like Dan was doing that stupid craft night thing with all the
when we were
girls?
doing-
Yeah.
Dude, you can't call that stupid, man. That's not
Sorry,
fair.
man. Sorry. Women
she
like
might
craft.
be listening to this. No, there's no way she's listening.
No,
to this.
she's already tuned out now
Yeah,
already.
she's like,
Just trying to think what you could review on it then.
That's what I was going to say. I'm like, well, if we get any ideas, if anyone has some for like, oh yes, like this Xbox game, this exclusive, is something that you should definitely do. And
Yeah.
be like,
I'll
fuck
pick it up.
yes.
Yeah,
I
if
will
there's
get
something
it because
good.
it'll be in a cheap bin already now. So because they haven't had an exclusive in so long.
Aaron drops like little burns in like every once in a while. He's just like, oh yeah, because it'll already be like $30.
Yeah.
It's like,
Brutal.
Oh, we could review Titanfall 1.
no. I'm never playing that. And look, I can't even review any of the games because I'm never going to just pick up a one, or I'm not even going to borrow yours to do a review of anything on there. So
Nah.
sorry, Xbox fans.
Yeah.
This podcast is probably not unless you want to buy me one. I'm not ever going to play an Xbox
We'll
One.
have a
and-
GoFundMe account for Jordan. Going say, get me.
Unless there's starts to be some good stuff coming out. Like,
Yeah, hey, like there is. I'll be fucking jealous as shit.
I loved Gears. I played the shit out of Gears, like Gears of War and stuff like that on Xbox 360. But there's nothing now.
We'll get to that. I honestly want to get to the what I think about Uncharted Lost Legacy
all right, okay,
soon. But I've got a great story.
All right,
so I went to
tell
EB.
This is your gaming week. Let's go.
Oh yeah, it's just my.
Okay.
You're like, this is it.
Yeah.
If you go over 5 minutes,
Yeah,
you're off
you're
the
done.
show.
Yeah.
You're gone. All right. No, well, I went to EB this week because I generally every Thursday night we go and get groceries, and I'll just walk down to the EB that's near Woolworths.
Yeah, you're addicted, mate.
I just like it there because three PS3 games for $15 pre-owned.
Like pre-owned.
That's $5
Addiction.
a game, mate. Can't go wrong. So I've done that about 4 times. So I'm like $60 in the hole, but I've ended up with 12 games. So
Yeah, you're getting your collection.
I
up
think
there.
that's pretty good. I've
Yeah,
got more
that's
PS3 games than I've got PS4 games now.
Wow.
It's
That's-
ridiculous.
you probably have more PS3 games than you did when you had your PS3.
I think that is
Yeah.
true. Yes. So I picked up Bioshock Infinite and the original, like a nice edition of first Uncharted and Bayonetta.
Oh, you got
So
Bayonetta
got
1.
Bayonetta. I was like, all right, I'll get
Nice.
these and I'll eventually get onto streaming them. But I definitely want to do. I think I'm going to do.
You'll be playing Bayonetta going humana, 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 humana. They're doing a kicks and flips and shit.
And then I was talking to the guy the over the counter, and he had someone on his phone who was trying to pre-order a Scorpio edition. Actually, it was kind of funny. I was like, oh sweet. I was like, all right then. He gets off the phone, and I was just talking to him like, oh yeah. Also, can I pre-order Destiny 2 for PS4? And I'm like, oh yeah, all right. And then he said, and I was like, he said, oh, do you want the special edition or there must be like a.
you get the extra weapon.
Yeah. He's like, do you want that? And I'm like,
Cold
nah,
heart.
dude. I was like, nah, dude. I
I'll
just,
farm the weapon.
I said, I'm buying this to review it for my podcast, and then I'm probably never going to play it again. And then he's like, yeah, he's like, fair enough. I'm not really that interested in it. And he had this Destiny 2 watch on, and I was like, what a mad dog. He's like, I just really like this watch. And I was like,
That's a
dude,
good
I'm just
watch.
not interested in the game. I'm just not that fun, but it'll be really good to play and review because it's just.
Because we've got kind of an open slate of how we feel about it. We feel pretty biased against it's going to be bad, but it might be amazing and we might get shocked.
I think if you're going with low expectations,
It's
just
probably
for
going to
you
be
and
good.
me,
Yeah.
For you and
good.
me, we go with low expectations, and if it's really good, then I go, oh shit! Like our reviews are going to be a
Yeah.
lot better.
The new
'cause-
trailer this week. Actually, I watched it and I went, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm actually looking forward to playing this game. But
right.
we'll watch that later anyway.
When you played the first one, did you just play with other people or just by yourself?
I
Mostly
played by
by
myself, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, you
All
can't
right,
play an MMO
Scuba,
by yourself.
Before we leave that topic, I'm gonna give you something to take home with you. All right?
Okay.
Games cannot be developed solely on the basis that you will play them with friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless the game is only to be played with friends, you cannot develop a successful game. Sorry, you can do it, but the game will not be as successful if it is solely based on playing with friends. So see, Overwatch, I find Overwatch is like, it's actually, I play on my own, and when I have good games, it's when people are very cooperative and everyone's always on mic. Like if you're in competitive, you don't have a mic, you're basically like throwing the game.
Yeah.
But when I was playing Destiny and stuff, it's the console community is so different. People just are kind of dickish to each other when they don't know each other.
Yeah.
And you're not sort of invested. But towards the end of the game, I'd say you would have had people who were like, hey, you like this game too because you're fucking whatever 400 light. I can't remember what the maximum was.
Yeah.
And then you're like, sweet man, how you going? And then you make friends through that.
Yeah.
That's what Overwatch is like all the time.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's cool.
So I think they developed the vanilla edition of the game was like, jump on with your friends. And it's like, well, it's not always possible. So if I want to play it on my own, I want it to be fun when I play it on my own.
Yeah, that's not 100% fair point. Yeah, you can't do that. But the reason why it was good with friends is because vanilla was so like little lacking content.
All games,
that's
all
why.
games. This is the thing. This is why I say that all games are better with your friends.
Yeah.
Oh, they
like
are.
Ghost Recon Wildlands would have been amazing. If, like, let's say all 4 of us were rolling around. It'd be like playing PlayerUnknowns.
Yeah,
you just
exactly.
roll around and like set up and kill. Like, it's obviously PvE, but do that shit.
Yeah, it'd be fun as fuck.
What was some of the other ones? Like Overwatch is amazing with friends.
Yeah.
Like, all these games are great with friends. So I think that sort of goes without saying. Borderlands 2 was a great game. Oh my God. If you played that on your own,
Yeah, I did, and it wasn't that good.
it's okay.
Yeah,
But
I was
with your
kind of
friends,
stopped.
it's amazing. So
You and Ollie smashed that game.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that was the problem I found. And you know how you do that? With a fucking amazing story. That's how you get a single player experience to be really good.
Yeah.
It might have been
Sam
good
would've
after they
done
got rid of Dinklage's voice out of it, but yeah.
Dinklebot,
I
yeah.
just found the story a little bit. It was a little bit tacked on, but I think I didn't really appreciate the story for the first one. So hopefully, it's more fleshed out in this game,
Yeah,
and
it
we'll
did look-
see.
Yeah,
Well, they said if you're wanting a story, this is the Destiny for you.
Good.
They're saying they got way more story content and it's
Good.
going to be decently lengthed anyway.
Yeah, Bungie's always been good for stories, man. Like Halo, the first 3 Halos were like, and as I said, I never finished Halo 1, but I finished 2 and 3, and they're all great games, story wise. So, I mean, they can do it. So,
that was one of the main complaints about the first, like Destiny. Well, one of the main ones, but yeah, not enough story. So
Yeah.
I couldn't get invested in I couldn't feel like I cared about it.
Yeah, the world and that and the idea was good, but then it was just there wasn't enough of it. So
Gameplay was great.
yeah, see
I
what
found the
happens.
gameplay very good.
It ran amazing as well. So
Yeah, but I've been
Yeah.
playing that. I've been played a little bit of Overwatch. I played Team Deathmatch last night.
Wow.
I absolutely I haven't played in ages, and I
When
just
did you play
smashed.
this last night? We played.
Just when I got home. So before
okay.
you guys were all, this was about 6 o'clock.
Oh,
I
wow.
jumped on because the new season just started, and I was like, I'll do a competitive match. But I was like, Emily will be home soon, so you can't quit in the middle of a competitive match without taking a penalty.
Damn,
You'll
yeah, okay.
lose like 50 SR if you do it. So
That's why I like PlayerUnknowns. I can just quit.
yeah,
and it
you
doesn't
can.
matter. Nothing.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just play a team deathmatch with my mate who was on, and we smashed the other team. And I think I died once in the whole game, and I was just
Wow.
like, what the hell? Yeah, it was just so, and I was like,
You're
this
like,
is
I love
actually-
this game again.
Yeah, so the speculation they're going to put a competitive version of it in the game. So add
Team
like
Deathmatch?
an SR in there and say, all right, yeah, here we go. We're good. Everyone, you can do competitive version of this game mode.
That's
I
crazy.
reckon that'd be
That's
sick.
cool, yeah.
It's
More
all
game
4v4, so it's not 6v6 like the regular edition. So that was
That's
cool.
cool.
And played Uncharted obviously this week. I think that's basically, and PlayerUnknowns. A
Yeah.
lot of PlayerUnknowns.
I saw you come first, man. Like you came first
that
once.
was it. That
Yeah.
was just that was a delicious, sexy night of.
got the chicken dinner.
Yeah.
I got the chicken dinner,
and
man.
he did it solo too.
Yeah,
Your
the
boss.
solo night. So
Yeah.
I want to do.
Full big
We're going to
boss.
do that with all of us after this segment. I reckon after we do plug our little social media, we should
Yeah.
do Tales from the Battlegrounds. Tales from the Battlegrounds.
Okay.
Because I think it's going to be a regular feature because this game is pretty
it's
fun.
awesome, man. Hey.
So what have you been playing, Scoob?
Yeah, I've just been smashing out Uncharted Lost Legacy. Finished that.
Yep.
Starting to
Good lad
trophy.
for finishing it, you know.
Yeah.
It's going to be our review today.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen.
This guy here
Just-
didn't do it.
Did you know? Did you know that India and there was a war between India and Pakistan in about, I think it was 1999 over border issues. Did you know that, Aaron?
No, I didn't know.
No, you didn't know that because you don't do any university work, and I do.
All
That's
right.
right.
All right.
So I'm sorry
Sucking out.
about not finishing it, but I've played half of the game.
All right, you've done half.
How much
it.
of Horizon did you play? Oh, sorry. Well, actually,
Oh, yeah, right.
I can't do that because that was your game. So while I had it, you actually couldn't play it. So it's not really very fair.
No. So I didn't do it.
I did make sure that I finished it yesterday afternoon.
Good
before
lad.
today.
Good
Only
lad.
yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, but you would have nailed it, did you?
I was trophy hunting the crap out of it while I was playing it. So
Did
I
you-
think a 6-hour game took me like 10 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Platinum
Same
it
here.
in the end?
I haven't yet, but
But
I'm
you're going to.
No, you
not
got to
too
do
far
through
off.
all the difficulties and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I've got to play
don't
through
you?
on
Yeah.
crushing and then
Is there a crushing difficulty?
Yeah.
You got to play through on crushing, and I've got to get a couple of optional conversations and photos, and then like some of the silly things where you like run someone over, kill them with a long gun and then a handgun in 20 seconds or something like that.
Oh, you got to get so many headshots in a row and all
10
that kind of
headshots.
stuff.
That's I just encounter select those ones and do that at the end. So yeah, playing that and playing PUBG. With the boys.
Yeah, dude. That was sick.
Fun as fuck.
So good.
I finished Uncharted. Yes. I played PUBG for a crap load on Saturday night. We did the first LAN stream for No Objective Gaming.
That should be included in this because it was that's technically part of the week because we did the show beforehand.
It was. And
we landed up.
I played actually a fair bit of Nier Automata off cast, and it was really good.
You did a little stream, and then you said you did a little bit more.
I did probably another 5 hours off it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's an unreal game, man. It's a piece of art, this game is.
But did you progress, or was it just like you kept getting
No,
smashed?
after you get past that beginning part, it opens up. And then,
it's like the intro.
And then you find like data centers kind of thing, and that's where you can save because you've got to back up your data because you're an Android. So it's really cool that you got that aspect of the game.
Man. Yeah, I'd never seen any of it at all, that game, and I did hear it was getting amazing reviews, and then I watched you playing it and I was like, wow, I want to fucking play this game. It looks sick.
The hacking, like monsters enemies, they're like robots. Basically, aliens came down to Earth and all humans went to the moon and hid away while these alien robots took over Earth. That's basically what's happening. You're androids. You go down to try and bring back Earth for mankind.
God damn.
That's what it's all about.
That's cool.
Yeah, but anyway, the robots try and hack you. And if they hack you, you lose damage. But basically, you can duck around. It turns into like this little arcade shooter. And you've got to shoot off all these little balls and kill the main big ball. And then you destroy that enemy or the hack from that enemy. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's incredible. And the fighting is amazing. And you get, when you unlock more weapons, there's crafting, there's fishing, there's everything you want from an RPG game in
Aaron
this
loves
one game.
fishing.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I'll fish in any
You could
MMO
never go
or
fishing in
RPG.
real life, but you'd love to go fishing in
Yeah, I'll
game.
fish for days online.
Fish for days just to get a mount or something like that.
Yeah, I did a lot of it. I didn't do too much in World of Warcraft, but I did a lot in Rift and all the other MMOs I played. But apparently the best fishing is in Black Desert Online. So
wow.
apparently it's incredible. But haven't done that yet.
Let's not.
I own that game, but I haven't done it. But anyways, I played that, Uncharted, PUBG, and PUBG is incredible. I cannot believe how fun that game is. I sweat. My heart beats. I freak out when I get shot, so I always die. If I get shot first, I'm dead anyway because I always die because I just take my hands off the keyboard and mouse because I freak out.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Turn to it like a Gumbleton and just like don't know what I'm doing. My keys, I'm laying on the ground and I need to get back up, but I just can't do it. Yeah, so.
God damn.
But it's unreal.
Yeah.
It's so fun. And I love the fact that start off on a plane and you just get dropped in to this huge map, dude, and you just land. It's
cool.
It's awesome. So, but yeah, that's all I've been playing. But it's actually been pretty good. If you want to jump on stream, I've been streaming Final Fantasy this week. I've done probably 12 hours worth of streaming. So you just jump on in the mornings if anyone's awake or if you're in a different country, just
Yeah, schedule's up on Twitch.
Yeah.
And it's pretty consistent. So
yeah, we're pretty much doing something most days but Sunday. I think Sundays are our rest day. It's God's day.
God's day. We just rest and thank JC. We're still here.
Yeah.
So
good fun. So what's this? All right. You can find us on Facebook at No Objective Gaming, Twitch at No Objective Gaming AU, Twitter at No Objective Game, and Instagram at No Objective Gaming.
See, Aaron can do that off by heart now.
Yeah, I don't need to look at anything anymore. So, and I've probably missed one. But you're at YouTube at No Objective Gaming. But that's a bit dead. If you want to follow us on all of them, that'd be fantastic. And check us out.
YouTube's gone the way of, I don't know, YouTube's average these days.
You don't need to worry. Like Twitch, I upload every episode to Twitch now. So it's all in the past uploads. Our
platform seems to be better on Twitch. So preferably...
Yeah, check us out on there.
Find us through there. No Objective Gaming AU.
Yes, AU. Because
AU, please.
I am so tempted to go and send a message to Twitch and say, can you please get rid of No Objective Gaming?
Yeah, like
because
we actually have...
We have content and he hasn't been online. Yeah.
We are No Objective Gaming.
Yeah.
Don't try and... They're just fakes.
They
Fake
just
news.
made an account and they didn't get wiped in the last wipe round. So they need to be scrapped.
Get wiped, bro.
Yeah.
Get wiped.
Yeah.
So, Tales from the Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Tales. What have we got? I'll save my little delicious
I remember on
story.
Saturday, this was unreal, right? Jordan and I were in this car and we're like cruising down, dude. And the car just like people started shooting us. and we end up flipping this car, dude,
that's right.
into
Yeah,
the water.
Scuba
We
was watching
dived
that
out
part.
and we're swimming in the water over to the edge, and we
And
got
getting
away.
shot at.
Yeah, we survived,
We
man.
still managed to like sneak our way out of that one.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't think it ended up being much more successful after that because
No,
we.
I don't know. Was that the one that you came second in? And because I die first all the time.
It may have been the one where where we were up at the top of that hill and then I knocked one guy down and then his mate shot me. That when I sat up.
Yeah,
it might have been
that's
that one.
right. Yeah.
In the ruins.
Could have
I
been,
think.
but that was fun. That was just I was driving real bad and then went
Yeah,
over there and I was
just
like,
flipped
oh
over these
shit,
rocks
getting
and then-
shot at. So that time to do some weird maneuvers. Time to do what they least
Uh.
expect and to basically almost kill ourselves. So that was fun.
Yeah, but see, I'm just a rookie at it, man. I feel like I'm getting better. I'm using those energy drinks at the right time and starting to
Yeah.
use painkillers at the right
Yeah.
time.
There
I
is
need to do
there is
that.
that stuff that we wouldn't have done on Saturday.
No,
we were like,
I
what?
didn't
Like,
think I
yeah.
even drank one energy drink at all.
Yeah,
Like,
I think,
didn't.
and I used them to heal and didn't worry about the barrier.
Yeah,
And I was
so-
like, oh, the barrier. Oh shit, I'm in it now. I'm dead.
and we're running
Yeah.
with our big rifles in our arms instead of putting them away to sprint faster.
yep.
So
It's all part of the learning curve, I guess. Got to play it
Yeah.
and get used to it and learn all those little tricks and tips and stuff.
Yeah,
Scuba
pretty
and I had a
much.
great game after you left last night.
oh,
It was-
dude.
Which made me a bit sad because I was like, oh, Skedman's not here, but
Yeah, I had to
it's
go
all right.
catch some sheep and go to sleep.
Catch
eh?
some
Yeah,
sheep?
count them.
You
as
mean
they
count
go.
the sheep? Yeah, it's all right.
sheep,
But I
yeah.
catch them instead of
yeah, you're like, come here.
I put them in my little pen.
It's because you're a Kiwi. Yeah, we jumped on. That was sick, and we had a couple of games. One was not so successful.
Yep.
But Scuba's got to tell his story about his epic
Second place.
his second place last night when we were all grouped up.
And I think, what was it? Was it your third game ever played, man? And
Oh.
you came second or fourth game ever
Be
played?
a few more than that. I think
Okay.
I'd played 2 hours of.
Oh, you played with us on Sunday.
Yeah, played
yeah,
with you guys
that's
on
right.
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday, true.
I've played I think total of 2 hours, I think it was. So and
Yeah.
then there was that last night.
And he was
so-
going up against a squad because I think there was still 4 people alive, dude. And then when he got killed, he came second place. So that
Yeah.
whole squad was alive in there. It wasn't just them 2 guys.
Yeah.
When looking back at it, it was just
Yeah.
like, holy
Oh.
crap.
Definitely panicked, but could have done a bit better. But yeah, that's cool. I know what to do next time. Not freak out and pop some energy
Nah,
drinks and
you
run
always
around and
freak
get
out,
the
man.
shoddy out and go first person and stuff like that.
You got to go into you get into your Rambo focus mode, you know, like
Yeah.
just get you'll get there and then you like it's not worth worrying about. Let me just go in and just try take the initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to
that's
go at
right.
them and take them off like go, oh shit, this guy's just like charging at us with a fucking semi-auto shotgun.
I keep
Yeah.
treating this game too much like DayZ, so I'm like hoarding all my gear and like
Yeah.
creeping around
Yeah.
and
It's so much
Yeah.
more. There's no survival element, so it's more like a battle. I was like, it is a battleground. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it really is about learning to shoot accurately, learning to like
And
take
that's
cover,
where
learning
that's
like
where I
high
fail.
ground, low ground advantages, and
Yeah.
I
like
reckon it'd be
that.
unreal. If we went on with Aaron, he would just go, this is it, just follow me and we'll come first.
Who's that?
My mate Aaron, he's just nuts at all these
We'll have
games.
to
eh?
hit it up.
Yeah.
And then hit it up
We
with
need a
Kip as
fourth.
well.
Yeah.
we need a fourth. We've got Wilmo in the works.
Yeah.
Getting his computer all sorted.
Kip's going to be reinstalling Windows today, probably.
Yeah, he should
Jumped
be.
on. I jumped on with Jataro as well. Played with some Moroccans on the EU server.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was cool, man. That's
That was
unreal.
awesome.
That'd be
I believe
cool.
I was streaming that, so that is available
Yes,
to watch.
you
and
can watch that,
You
but
can listen to
just
them
skip
probably
the
making
first
fun
2.
of me in Arabic. That was
Yeah.
pretty funny. No, they were actually really. That was so cool. I was just like, they're like, "Hey, Amache, how you going?" I was
that's
like,
awesome.
"What's up, dudes?"
That's sick,
That's
man.
cool. I'll have to
So,
watch
and
that.
then,
So
then
if
we
you
got
guys-
beaten by a fucking hacker at the end.
That's awesome.
Oh.
So yeah, we'll put this out as well. Please follow us on Twitch. Start talking to us. Jump in our Discord, and you can play games with us as well, just like Totoro.
Yeah, Jataro jumped on.
Yeah,
Help
It's,
us.
Help us
Yeah,
out.
yeah, that's
Teach
probably
us what to
more
do.
so.
Help me be
Yeah.
somewhat okay at PUBG because I'm
Yeah,
terrible.
we needed, as I said, we're like pretty casual gamers, man. Like especially you and me. Scuba's
Yeah.
he's nuts with Destiny and stuff, but
Not PC too
yeah,
much.
it's true.
But,
We're all very casual.
PS4,
I'm not
play a
casual
fair
with
bit.
Overwatch though. I'm sorry. I'm way too. If you get on with me with Overwatch, play games with me on Overwatch, you better be top dog.
He's next
Yeah.
level.
I've got a standard you have to meet. I've got a little report card, and I will assess you first, and then then you
Checklist.
can-
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's just like getting into a guild in World of Warcraft. You apply
that
for them.
exists?
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
It's-
that's disgusting.
Wow.
Applications, they ask for your achievements and stuff like that, and what
Oh,
you've taken down.
Go
and-
away.
Yeah.
So Yeah, that was good. And then yes, Scuba came second on our squad last night, which is still an achievement. As a group, we killed no one.
Yeah, I didn't even hit a guy.
I think I
had
hit one at the end, and that was
zero
it.
kills.
There was a few games there that we had that were awesome where we got into two. So I got to tell, before I tell my winning story, I got to tell that one ours from last night, Scuba and mine, when we were doing really well. We landed somewhere near the northwest part of the map. I can't remember.
Not far from the school.
Yeah, not far from the school. That's right. And we were like, oh, sweet. And the circle was like right around us. We were perfectly in the middle of the circle. And there was these two little towns. And we were like, all right, we were in one, sort of made our way over to the other. I found a bit of good gear, but we needed to get sort of a good rifle for Scuba. And then we got one. And then the circle kept just being around us. And we were like, oh, sweet. So this is good. Well, and then Scuba says at one point, he's like, well, it could be not good because they're basically all going to come here then because it was the only houses in that area.
We were right in the middle.
Yeah, and we were right in the middle. So, and then at one point we're like, all right, so where should we go? So we pulled out our maps and we were like, oh, yeah, look at here. And then all of a sudden I hear bang, 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 bang. And then Scuba's like, what the holy shit. And he goes down.
Oh, you went down?
Yeah, I was getting shot while I was looking at my map, like upstairs.
We were in a building and I was prone on the ground. And then I quickly press M and look, and there's two men. I just unload onto these two guys and kill them both.
That's unreal.
And we were like, what just happened?
Yeah.
It was actually lucky that I should have died. Absolutely should have died. That was their fault. They were absolutely hopeless.
Okay.
They got us with our pants down, almost literally.
Exactly. We were both looking at the map, and then they downed me.
We couldn't hear them.
That would have been me if I shot.
We heard nothing.
someone.
We were it was the rain map, so you kind of don't hear the footsteps quite as well.
We heard the car. We heard the car come, and then it sounded like it went past, but it must have went and
They
parked
must have
up.
driven and got out somewhere else and snuck up, which is smart. That's what they should have done.
That's right.
So anyway, we were like, holy shit, they had pretty good gear.
Yeah,
and then we were
stole
like,
their shit.
fuck, maybe we should just stay here.
Yeah.
Because we did. And then we ended up doing that. And then something very similar happened because did we hear a car or did we just hear footsteps when we were...
We heard footsteps the second time. And I said, oh, they're coming. And we,
Yeah, and we were ready. We were ready this time. So there was another group of people. We were ready. And I think it was a two men as well.
another duo.
When you get stuck in those homes, man, that scares the crap out of you.
It is hard.
Yeah.
And Scuba made a good observation about the third person view.
Yeah.
Which was that you have a disadvantage camping in a building with someone on third person view because they can cycle their camera around, look in all the different sections around the area there.
Yeah, they can kind of see through the doors without even looking in.
Before you have line of sight on them, they can see where you are. So all you do is they can just walk up and train your gun. So I remember he went into the bathroom and I was like, that's right, they can see us. And I crept back into my little room that I was in. So he was in one side, I was in the other. And they came running up the stairs. They knew we were there because I think they must have heard us.
They threw a stun grenade, but we hid so we didn't get stunned by
nothing happened.
Yeah.
And then I popped out, got one of them, but then got downed. And then Scuba got the other. And I was like, because he got him, and I was like, oh, they were both looking at me. So I was like, awesome. Yeah. Scuba's set because he's just going to wipe them out.
Wow.
He gets the other guy, and then the game was over.
Whoa.
And we're like, what the fuck happened? And he got fucking headshotted.
I got sniped in the back of the head from the window.
Just in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
We were
by
like,
someone else.
Hackers, that's what it
we
is.
were like, what the because I said, I'm like, what? Who was that?
Yeah.
That's bullcrap.
Because I shot started shooting the second guy, and then it popped up for Jordan.
Yeah.
You got the 2 kills, and then I died like instantly.
Yep.
And it was like, what? He died, but then I died, unless we killed each other at the same time.
So that was a bit...
Yeah.
It's a bit how's it
sucky,
going?
But yeah, I'll quickly get on it. Now the win was great. It was fun. I'm the best. I know everything.
MLG Jordan.
I've got people who know I'm the best. I got the winning strategies here.
Oh yeah. Tell us all about them.
So there's not really much. There's a few occasions like I got to tell this other story before I go to that one where I saw these 2 guys pull up in a van, and I was like in a car to go into this house, and I was like, fuck, I'm going to get this guy. I happened to be lying down in the grass looking at my map, and I saw this car pull up to this house, and I was like, fuck yes. I was like, sweet, I'm going to get my grenade out. And as soon as he gets back in the car, like when he runs towards the car, I'm going to throw it so that it blows up right when he gets on it. So I was like, sweet, pulled it out, and I was like, all right, I'll wait for him. And then the grenade just blew up and killed me.
Oh, because the
what?
pin was in your hand. Was it?
You must pull it and release the latch on the grenade when you actually cook it. So that's cooking it. You can't just like hold it and then
No
hold
way.
it
Wow.
indefinitely.
It's like the first
And I
game to ever
had
do that since
the
PS2.
best. Yeah, I had the best suite of gear, and I was like, awesome, just sweet. So
Oh, now
that
we
was-
know you can't do that.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, well, I found out one out the hard way.
Thanks, Jordan. Thanks,
But
Jordan.
the other time was great. I can't remember exactly all the ins and outs of how it led up to this point, but I ended up getting to like really, really low. At one point I think I only killed like one person, or maybe no people, and I was down to like less than 20. And we
Wow.
were creeping all into this big circle, and there was no buildings around. It was just a road and some bushland. And I was sort of creeping along, like I was staying low the whole time, and then found one guy who was also creeping who hadn't seen me yet, and just dropped him. And that was easy enough. It was a lot of solo players, so like, you know, when you drop them, they just die rather than people who crawl around. That shits me off.
Yeah.
Then, as I was continuing on, an airdrop landed right in front of me. Oh, I didn't even know, like, you know, because I wasn't looking at that. I was concentrating on looking for people.
Yeah.
Because this is another rain map where it's like, oh shit, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. I could get shot at any moment from someone who can see me, but I can't see them. And this fucking crate drops down in front of me, and I was like, sweet.
What
Go
was in
up
it?
to
I've never seen
Like
what's
an
in-
M24, which
Yep.
is like a semi-auto sniper,
Oh,
and a level 3 helmet. And I was like, oh, nice.
yeah.
And I think an 8 times scope.
Oh, for
So
that
I was
sniper
just like,
too, yeah.
This is awesome.
This is the game.
Yeah, I was like, if I'm gonna win, it's gonna be this time. So anyway, I got all that shit, and then, you know, keep going, and could hear lots of gunfire, lots of people just sort of dying, but I couldn't see anyone. It's really disconcerting when the circle's really small and you still can't see anyone.
Yeah.
it
Where
gets-
are they?
They're hanging indoors and
Gets
stuff.
down to like 5 people, and I see one guy to my left, and he's running across the road. And I drop him quickly. With the M24, you can kind of drop them in 2 or 3 shots. 2 shots maybe.
Dude,
Might
I was
even
hitting
be
that
two
M16 and I hit this dude like 3 times and he
Yeah.
still wasn't down.
Yeah, M6. Yeah, the AK is the best automatic and semi-automatic rifle that you can use.
Okay.
Dropped him. Then it was just 1v1, man. That was it. Down to like 1v1.
Far out.
And luckily, like, neither of us knew where we were. I had a feeling, I was like, man, this guy's got to know where I am. But I hadn't moved. I was just lying prone in the grass, had not moved. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to wait for him to move because I've got the sniper rifle and he probably doesn't because I just got lucky. And then he just pops his little head out from behind a tree. And I just went, oh, and bang, bang, and then just win. And I was like, and I ran out to Emily and I was like, I won. And she's like, what? And I'm like, I won. PlayerUnknown. I finally won a game. And she's
Yeah.
like, oh.
The last guy. You
She's-
won.
Yeah,
Nice.
she's
King of the
like-
hill, man. The-
Yeah, I was like, fuck
well,
yeah.
what was the other one? The H1Z1? King of the kill.
Yeah, that's right.
it.
So that was fun, and you know, I took a picture out of my phone and chucked it on Facebook, but I got a nice screenshot of it too.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Because I'm
Went
like,
back.
well, the phone one looks garbage, but I'm like, oh, I've got to get a nice one on my computer, so it's there. You're gonna print that one out, put up on the wall.
Yeah, the boys.
Have it behind your
and it says
webcam
like
when
it's
you're
so good because it
streaming.
only says I got 3 kills as well. So it's like you win a round with 100 people in it, and you get 3 kills and you win. You're like, that's what I like about that game. You can.
Oh, you could like that dude we were playing with last night. He's like, I don't know what to do. We just hide until the end.
Yeah, that guy was amazing.
Yeah.
He was just like, he's like, you want me to lead? Fuck, man, I'm just bad at this game.
Yeah,
I'm
we're,
like,
like,
yeah,
we're
fair
all
enough.
bad too. We're just chilling. That's all
Yeah.
we're doing.
That's the good thing about that. The game is like, it's that type of game where if you want to basically go in, fuck shit up, try and get heaps of kills and win that way, you can
Yeah.
do that, or you can just hide.
You can be
and
stealth
be
lord and just
stealthy
stay in the
or
grass.
snipe and cruise around.
Yeah, you
and
could be the MLG. Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
get a sniper rifle and that's it. And I'm gonna kill everyone. Or
Play
It just
it how
makes
you
it
want.
hard, yeah, when you've got to like creep in to the circle. Like if you can't just
Yeah.
hang back. But that's good that they do that because
Yeah.
it stops the campers. It
it
stops
makes
them
the
all.
games actually end instead of
yeah, and
not
there's
being able
action.
to find each
You don't
other.
just,
Yeah.
that's what DayZ had. It was
Oh,
kind
it
of
never
annoying.
ended, yeah.
And you
Unless the servers got reset and then all your gear was gone.
And you'd be lucky to find someone.
Cool.
Yeah, and you're like, awesome, I spent 6 days working on this character and now everything's gone.
Yeah,
That's
and, like,
annoying.
rad. So
Well, let's get into new games
Games.
anyway. Let's get off this topic and get into that.
Fair
new
enough.
games. So they had that what's that? Abduction come out on
Abduction.
PS4. Life is Strange, the first episode for Before the Storm. That's a prequel to the first Life is Strange game.
Yeah.
It's like a point and click, exactly like the Telltale series. Pillars of Eternity came out on Xbox One and PS4. That's a cool game if you like old computer RPG games like Baldur's Gate and all that kind of stuff. But
Neverwinter Nights. Sort
yeah,
of thing.
kind of stuff like that. But it's just, it's a lot of reading involved. Like they're very heavily on like just the reading side of thing, and it's just, and there's no voice acting, and it just gets really old really
My mate
quick.
at work was really excited for it, so he's keen as to play it.
I
He's a
have
fan of
put
them.
probably like 12 hours into this game, and it was fun, but it was just a burn, and they are very unforgiving. You can die super quick, and then you have to go back to your last save.
Yeah.
So that's when you get burnt, and then you just don't turn it back on again.
Yeah.
Harsh.
So, yeah.
Harsh games.
And Ark Survival came out. That finally got a release.
Finally.
Yeah. That's on Xbox One and PC, so it didn't even get a PS4 release. That's what it says on here, but I'm pretty sure it got a PS4 release.
It's on PS4 as well.
Maybe
Yeah.
it. Hang on, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it did.
It would have to, because as if they're going to put it on Xbox One and then not PS4.
Is it free to play this?
The PlayerUnknown's is on the Xbox.
Yeah, only on Xbox too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's Golf. That's all I say about that.
If you like golf, it's cool.
Resident Evil Revelations. Just chuck that in the bin. That came out on the 3DS in 2012 and was then ported onto the PC. So
Ooh, Absolver's out now.
yes, it finally came out.
Oh.
I still haven't played this, but I've seen a few people play it on Twitch, and it looks okay. I don't know if it's my kind of game.
If it gets good reviews, I do want to play it because it's like Borderlands, but like fighting. Like,
Okay, with your fists.
with your fists
Yeah.
and
A
you
melee brawler.
pick up weapons and
Probably not something that I'd be into, but
Yeah.
if you are, that's cool.
The first Yakuza HD remake came out for the very first game, so if anyone's into the very original Yakuza games,
yeah.
pick that up. They also announced this week that they're going to do HD remake of Yakuza 2, so that's another little thing. but
Cool.
Who cares? The Mario and Rabbids game came out on the Switch. People have been going nuts about that.
Yeah.
If you're a Switch owner, because you finally got a
Strategy
new game.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Mario's
strategy.
XCOM.
Yeah,
didn't that only just get announced at E3?
Yeah.
Is it already out?
yeah, it came out. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Turnaround.
So they're definitely doing a good job at getting games out this year. Nintendo has. But there was also another weird game that came out this week, and it was from some guys made it in Perth, right in Australia, and it's a Battlestar Galactica game.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and when I saw the screenshots of it, it actually looked pretty good. I was like, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look budget, and we'll have a look at it anyway. So it's like that. And there's got
What variety of game is this?
I wouldn't have a clue.
You're like, I can't describe it.
What
We'll have
type
a
of
look
game
at the
is it?
trailer anyway, because see if it works anyway. Well, that video just decided not to work.
Yeah, it
anyway.
was like, no, you can jam it.
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica. Have not ever cared about that franchise.
Dude, it's surprisingly good.
I'm sure it's good, but
Yeah.
I don't care.
I started watching the first season of it, and then I didn't lose interest in it, but just stopped watching it. And then my other friend reckons it was amazing by the end of it, and lots of people like it. So
because you don't know who the Cylons are.
So it's like a space RTS.
yeah.
Okay.
It's decent for a for Australians making this, but like
What are you saying?
I don't know, man. Like
You're riding
Australians, man. Like we're getting on the map. We're getting better, you know.
All right. Yeah.
I love the fact that the underdogs are getting good. You know.
All right. Are we the underdogs? All right then.
Well, we always display ourselves as the underdogs. We always
That's true. Yeah, we do definitely do that.
yeah.
We're perpetual underdogs.
Yeah. But anyway, like if anyone's into those games, they're here this week and
Yeah.
they're out.
If you've got a Switch.
But next week's Destiny 2, so we're going to be playing that.
Yeah, so there's definitely going to be some big news about that next week.
Yeah.
And then probably the week after, we might be able to get a review in if we smash it hard enough.
Yeah. Well, I don't think if we get it in next week, maybe probably give it 3 weeks.
No, I mean
yeah.
the week after.
Yeah.
The
We'll
week
try
after
3
its
weeks to a
release.
month, and then because I got holidays on the 16th as well, so I've got some time up my sleeve to do it then.
Right.
And you should be on holidays then from uni, should you?
End of September would be the last week of September and the
Okay.
first week of October that I'll get holidays.
Okay. You get them different than schools. Because school starts on 16th.
Oh,
And-
really? Maybe
yeah.
I get it then.
Yeah.
No, it's supposed to be the same as schools.
So yeah, you might be on the 16th, dude. So
Ooh.
yeah, dog.
That
Well,
could be
anyway,
nice.
let's get into gaming news.
Let's.
This is a no objective gaming news update.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't that much this week in news.
That's fine. We've got a lot to talk about anyway. So
Yeah, we got
and
crap
we've
load.
wasted everyone's time talking about PlayerUnknowns. They're already not listening anymore.
No. Well, Nintendo has pulled a mini golf game that was on the eStore. They said it had some photos on the wall that broke the ratings and stuff like that for the teen rating. But I didn't think they were that bad, but we can have a look at them. They're like, let's have a little look. They're pretty just plain, and it's just, you have to be really close to actually see it. So if you can see in this photo right here, dude, there's just like a naked girl here. She's not really completely naked.
Really?
Oh,
But
I
like
see
it's
that.
like more of like a weird little photo. It's just like it's like an art piece of art with like a naked metal type of girl there.
Oh,
and
okay.
so they've found this and they're going, okay, it's done, and they pulled it straight from the eStore because Nintendo
was-
like to protect children. And here's
Can't
another
even
one.
See it.
See other hands?
Who cares?
Yeah. So anyway, they pulled it because it had a
wow.
teen rating, and they're saying it's not good for kids to be seeing this, so they pulled it out.
Yeah, because kids would have noticed that. I fucking didn't even notice it. Yeah, you see Scuba look all the way over. He's like, "What?
What the hell?
He can't even. No,
I was like,
none
what
of
are
us
you
can
talking
see it.
about?
Yeah.
Glasses on as well. I should
So-
be able to see that shit.
Yeah, no, that's Nintendo for you. There's someone analyzing everything.
Wow. Onto it.
I know.
Mate.
All right, so this week Fallout 4 had a new update, and they've added the Creation Club into the game now. So now you can pay real money for mods. How do you feel about that?
God, that is so stupid.
Yeah, definitely. And I wrote in there, what a joke. But anyway, you can sign up now, and you get 100 free credits for signing up, and you can purchase your
we'll
own.
turn your money into fake money.
Yes,
I love
that's
that.
what it is.
I
So-
love that. Remember with what was it, to Razer or someone did the
Oh, they did that for games. and
yeah,
they,
like ooh, you buy something from us and you'll generate this fucking
coins, and then you
coins
can
that are-
purchase like gear from us.
yeah, and you'll get discounts when you spend more of your real money.
Yeah, it's
We're
a-
not scamming you at all.
No, anyways, but the vice president of Bethesda, Pete Hines, said, "Oh, it's not mods; they're more mini DLCs.
And are they?
They're still weapons.
Oh, really?
Yes, like but that's what people reckon DLCs are. Like, if you look back at Oblivion 1, with the worst piece of DLC ever to this date was a horse. That's all it was an outfit for a horse, and you had to pay money for that outfit. So, yeah, it's garbage. It's bad that they're doing this, but I think it might be good for modders because modders get a kickback.
True.
So I kind of see that modders should start getting paid for their work they've done. They work hard and long on this work, on modding games and making them look sweet. And
Gives them the opportunity.
Yeah.
A lot of them have Patreon
yeah,
stuff. Like they'll go, all right, I'm a regular modder for Skyrim. Hey guys, if you like my mods, think about supporting me on
Yeah.
this Patreon. They give a
Yeah.
link and just say, like, I just do it for fun, and they'll get like maybe $200 a month.
and people in this world are actually generous, and you just don't see it very
Yeah.
often.
You don't
and
see
people,
it
yeah,
unless you go looking for it, but they
Exactly.
are.
They're there,
Twitch
and
is
they-
a good example of it.
exactly. You see people giving money for their time, and
It's free. Like you can
yeah.
watch for free, but they're like, oh,
if you want to subscribe, you can do it. All you get is a few little pictures you can put up and chat if you really want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all you get for subscribing. But
The thing about this though is how much money does Bethesda take out of
Yeah, what's their cut?
Yeah.
that?
That'd be
Is it
interesting.
like 90% or something like
I
that?
wonder what the.
I wouldn't have a clue, but I
Yeah.
could see them being a bit
That's the
dodgy
thing.
about it, yeah.
That's
I wonder.
the thing.
Yeah, I wonder if they've released that. You have to ask maybe one of the developers,
Yeah.
the mod developers, and then you can say like, "Hey, what's the cut? What
Yeah.
do you make out of?"
what did you get for making this weapon?
It's cool if it's worth it, like it's a decent sort of DLC as they're calling it, or something that's worth the money.
Yeah,
I'd
but-
pay money for that. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
cool. And if it's giving most of it to the person that made it, but if it's like, they get 20% and
Yeah.
then Bethesda takes the rest, it's like they're just cashing in. It's like what D3 did with the real money auction house.
Oh,
Like
man, wasn't
because
that
D2
bullcrap?
used to have like people selling items over the internet, they wanted to get in on it and get money out of it. So they made it themselves, and then it failed the game, and then they had to take it out because it ruined Diablo 3 because people weren't playing the game
Nah.
to get good gear. They were fucking buying it. So what was the point?
It's that was really bad.
Imagine if
Yeah.
you're one of the people who bought one of those pieces, and then you're like,
Well,
and they-
did
'cause-
you? I
'cause-
think you were telling me that time that
Yeah.
that dude was farming that $200 item, and he was selling them for $200 bucks, and people were
One
buying them.
streamer put up an item for 250 because that was the max you could put an item up for. And he goes, I'll just put it up to see if someone will buy it. And someone bought it, and he's like, gave them their money back because he's like, don't fucking buy something, for $250. Like
Out of
like,
control.
Sort of making a
Like
point.
that. Like it's stupid. He just wanted to see if it would happen, and it did. And like, yeah, that was ridiculous. I played a lot of that game in vanilla, and I didn't get one unique drop in like 120 hours.
You never got a set piece at all?
No, not at
Never.
all in vanilla.
I got a legendary once and it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and legendaries were not necessarily good for your character.
And fucking Kip, like he was playing it and he played like 50 hours, and my other mate bought him like 2 set items for like $10 or $5 each, and then Kip's
What?
character was like twice as good as mine, and I'd played like double the hours, and I'm like nothing against them. I'm not having
Pay
a
to
go
win,
at them,
man.
but I'm like, man, I don't want to pay for it. I just want to play the game.
And you know,
Yeah.
you just have to go through each difficulty and play the whole story again. And you know, when you get to like Nightmare, you finish Nightmare, you go into whatever it was, Hell or whatever.
Hell yeah.
But you just go straight to the auction house and you go see what you can buy with your gold.
Yeah.
And then you go, okay, I'll buy all these bits of gear and then I'll go into Hell, because it was either going to be too hard and you had to go to the auction house and buy stuff
God, the
before you
game-
proceeded through the game.
It had issues, man. That's just bringing back like bad memories.
Yeah.
Bad memories,
Maybe we
alright.
shouldn't go into it. But anyway, yeah, this,
But yeah,
this
anyway,
doesn't seem good.
It's odd, but it's kind of, well, at least Bethesda brought mods to the PS4 and Xbox. That's
Yeah,
really cool that
that's
they've
cool.
done that. So, and this is just a platform for them to make it easier for people to mod on console, basically. But they're putting on PC as well, which I think is an absolute joke. They could just forget about that.
Yep.
Anyway, the developers for PUBG showed off 2 new screenshots
Ooh,
for
yeah.
the new map. It's going to be a desert map, dude.
Fuck,
Oh,
that
desert
looks,
map will be cool.
That looks yummy.
Yeah, it looks damn cool, dude.
All I need is 2 screenshots and I'm already erect.
Yeah. So there it is. There's
Little
some
bit of a
buildings
chub.
and
Yeah.
there's some more of it there.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And they were saying that this was actually going to be a smaller map, basically, than the last one. Like, they were saying it
that's
was going to
cool.
be smaller, but then they came out and said, nah, it's going to be the same.
Oh,
they
okay.
couldn't make it smaller. They're just like, it's got to be big. This is PUBG.
I don't
probably
care. Like, as long as the gameplay now works well. So
They probably play tested it and was too hectic or wasn't
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
So-
And they're all about making a fun game. They made one of the coolest shooters I've played in a very long time.
yeah, for you.
Yeah,
You'd
for
be
me.
like,
And this week as well, PlayerUnknown's Battleground is now the most played game on Steam ever. It beat Diablo and it beat CSGO in...
You mean
um,
Dota?
and Dota, yeah. Dota. And it's
CS:GO,
there.
yeah.
They got 100,000 concurrent players playing
800,000.
800,000. What did I say?
Holy shit.
8,000, did I
That's
say?
fucking crazy.
I thought Dota
Yeah.
2 had... Maybe we were looking at the sales last time or something like that, but
Dota 2
like,
has
1 million.
50 million people who have bought the game and players, but this is concurrent players playing at one
Like
time.
active users
Yes.
type thing, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most playing at one time.
Yes.
Holy shit.
And they clocked
Wow.
up over 800,000. Where Dota's like 790,000.
Oh,
so
okay.
they've just crept over
and
them.
this game's still in growth periods. So
Hell yeah. Like we only
Not even
just
out.
bought it on Saturday. And then Kip, when did he go buy that? Kip bought it this week or he hasn't bought it yet?
Not sure if he's bought it yet, but he's got a hard
there's
drive
an-
today to play it probably tonight.
yeah, so that's another one.
So today or
yeah, so he'll probably get it today or tomorrow.
This game is out of control. It's picking up and it's bigger than Dota 2. Like more concurrent players anyway than Dota 2.
yeah. Well, Dota 2 is free to play, so you don't necessarily buy it. Like you just
You just
have it.
download it and that's probably why they got 50 million.
So people have tried it and they're like, eh.
I played it and played bots and once and then put it down and went, no, I don't like these games. I actually don't like them.
I don't like
Yep.
MOBAs.
So it looks like this Metal Gear Solid movie is actually going to happen and it's a long way off. So this director, Jordan Vogt-Roberts or whatever his name is, he's the dude that made the new King Kong movie.
Oh, okay.
So he directed that latest one that just came out. He's doing this.
Oh, okay.
And he also directed the latest Destiny 2 trailer that came out this
okay.
week. And it was a live action trailer. And we'll watch that after talk about it, this Metal Gear Solid game. But he reckons it's going to be a long way off because he's trying to kind of tap into Kojima's like
Mind.
awesome way
Yeah.
of telling a story. And he wants it to be more of his type of story for a Metal Gear Solid movie than what Konami's trying to put out there.
Yeah, I just don't like video game movies.
They're
Has there
horrible.
been any that have been good?
No, and I've seen
Paul?
all of them. I watched Silent Hill, Max Payne.
Max Payne was particularly bad.
Yeah, and I watched it and went, oh, this isn't really as good as the game. Like, I
No,
loved
Max
the Max
Payne
Payne
Amazing
game.
was fucking so good.
Yeah, dude. And like, oh man, Max Payne 1, when you have those dreams and then you've got like your baby's screaming and you go to the cot and the baby's just blood everywhere.
And you've got to like navigate through like the blood trail in the darkness.
Yeah,
and
it's nuts, man. One of the coolest games I've ever played, and I'd love to go through that on stream and show people how that game is, because I reckon it's probably forgotten about. Because like Max Payne 3 was awesome as well. That was a fun game.
We smashed that game.
We smashed it. We got it. We pre-downloaded it before the time, and we sat there and waited for the time. We smashed it. Yeah. And I went back through and played Max Payne 1 and then started Max Payne 2. So yeah, that was awesome. But anyway, so let's have a look at this live action Destiny trailer. I really want to listen to it with audio, but none of us got headphones on today, and it is actually kind of comedic. Like, it's funny. Like
I've watched it already.
Yeah,
so.
You know what it is.
Yeah, it's cool for sound.
Yeah, it's awesome for sound. I thought it was great, but yeah, we'll wait.
Nathan Fillion doing the voice.
Is that who it is? Is it Nathan Fillion doing his voice?
Yeah.
Wow. So basically, he's just been a funny, smart ass kind of character and saying, you know, we're going to survive and rowdy rah and
wait, haven't we? It's different to the other one.
This is the live. It's kind of similar, but it's just live action instead. So he's like, all your coffee gone, TV gone, and this is how he's saying it at the beginning. He's like, Grand Canyon gone. Well, it's a bit gone. Something like that. Cake's gone, ketchup, mustard gone.
And then
and this is what he's saying.
Puppies.
Yeah, he said puppies gone. Yeah, and that guy's like, puppies.
I don't like this stuff. I'm sorry.
You don't like it? Oh, it was kind of funny when you watch it.
I don't like. I just find humor through this method is just so like.
He's just a fan favorite character. Cade 6 is like one of those fan favorite characters.
Isn't he the guy you bought all the shit from?
If you're a hunter, you get all your stuff off him.
Kip just said, not the puppies. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
Trace.
Anyway, he's like, we're going to get this. We're going to go. And that guy's like, puppies! And runs off. And and he's like, that worked really well. So that same director that's doing the Metal Gear Solid movie directed this.
Yeah, I don't like this.
You don't like this?
No, I think this is like, I'm sure the
directing
it looks like they're trying so hard. I'm sorry. I know I'm just such a naysayer about this stuff, but like,
yeah.
Look at they purposely show off things in this that like you do in the game, and that makes me just go, dude, like I don't want a live action version of this. Give me this looks weird to me. Like I want an actual gameplay trailer. You know,
well, I think everything's going live action these days. Like
it just looks because it never looks totally real. And I'm like,
oh yeah, I think if it does look totally real, it'll just be as bad as the Dragon Ball movie. Did you ever see that? That was garbage.
But if it got close to real,
Dragon Ball movie, dude.
Yeah,
so bad.
That was regrettable.
I went to see it in the cinemas, dude.
I can't believe you did that.
And I regretted it. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the movies and seen that absolute piece of shit.
He's a simple man and he likes it.
Yeah,
that's all good. Yeah, no, I got a real high standard for sense of humor. It's got to be dark and weird. If it's not funny like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, then I'm like, nah.
It's got to be super antisocial.
Like
it's gotta love it. Yeah.
See Curb Enthusiasm, man.
Dude, October 1st.
Next month, new Curb Enthusiasm.
Have you ever seen Curb Enthusiasm?
Nah.
Oh my
dude.
God.
I think you just asked me about this.
Yeah, it's like Seinfeld, man, because it's the creator of Seinfeld. He's like, it's like a mock documentary series about his life. And he's all the characters in one.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious,
cool.
dude.
He's just so antisocial.
And it's really dark too. It's not like clean.
There's so much
like,
swearing and
heaps of swearing. Yeah. But
that's cool.
Yeah, anyway, so that was that from Destiny 2. I thought that was a decent trailer for a live action. I've seen some bad ones, like the Halo ones.
AAA games do those live action ones. So
yeah.
I didn't mind it. It's pretty cool.
But yeah, anyway, you know how I sprayed about Final Fantasy 15 last week, man?
I'm so sick of fucking Final Fantasy 15
man, they are still adding more content to this game, dude.
Like every week, Scuba, I'm like, I need a mute for this guy.
Is this like the No Objective Gaming podcast / Final Fantasy podcast?
Yeah, dude, I more am getting pissed off at this because look what they added this week, man.
I think it's this part too.
They added a fucking cup noodle hat, dude. If I can find a photo of it, but it doesn't have it in here. But anyway, we'll play this little video of it here. And that's it, man. Why would you add that in the game? fucking make that bigger, I would show it on stream. But no, anyway.
This is like weeb shit now. Like it's getting a bit out of control with the weebness.
Oh, just put a bit
Is
up
it
on
free?
stream. Yeah, it's free. But if you had to pay for
genuinely
that.
I was like,
concerned.
oh, don't tell me you got to pay for that shit.
Yeah. Scared. Yeah, I am a fan of Final Fantasy. But look at this cup noodle hat, bro. What a piece of shit that is.
Magic
I'm
noodles
done.
on your fucking
Yeah.
head.
It's because, Final Fantasy 15 went hard out trying to make it this world inside of our world. So you had camping gear, and it was all Coleman camping gear. Branded Coleman. You had everything
So would
branded.
they have to pay for the rights?
Yeah,
to
dude,
that shit?
everything.
Yep.
Coleman probably paid them some money to have marketing in there.
Nah,
everything.
nah.
Because, I watched that documentary about marketing, and the marketers pay you money to put stuff in their games and stuff. That's how it works.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
Aren't they modeling like some character off some Instagram model chick now as well?
I wouldn't have a clue, but I know
think I
that
heard that.
Cindy in this game is people like to cosplay as her because she's just a filthy hoe looking
Wilmo
character.
wants noodles
Yeah.
for lunch. Someone bring him noodles.
Delicious.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm done. I'm sick of it. I haven't played anything from Final Fantasy since I played that last piece of DLC, and I haven't even got the latest one. I finished the game and I thought that was good. The game was ended. It was actually a decent
If they'd
story.
left it alone, you're
Just
like,
stop touching it, man. Stop doing monthly updates like they always do. Anyway, Capcom and I Am 8-Bit teamed up, and they're releasing a 30th year anniversary SNES edition of the classic Street Fighter 2 game. And
one of
here
them's
it
got
is. So-
blood.
Yep, so here it is. It's all red, man. It's like a red cartridge. But the thing that tripped me out about
looks
this,
awesome.
yeah, it does look sweet. All in box and everything. There's only 5,000.
It's $100.
$100 American too, and there's only 5,500
Oh, it's
copies
limited.
available. So it's super
Yeah.
limited edition. But at the bottom it says, "Warning: using this reproduction game cartridge on the SNES gaming hardware may cause the SNES console to overheat or catch fire." So why the hell are they selling this thing? You can try it.
It's
It
a
might wreck
fire hazard, and they're selling it.
So wait,
Yeah.
what
Okay.
would you play it on?
you play it on your SNES console, like your actual original SNES. But they're saying, it might cause the console to overheat and catch fire.
Did the original consoles ever overheat and catch fire from just the actual original
I
cartridges?
don't
Maybe
know.
that's why they have to put that warning in now, because maybe one did it like
But
fucking
back in the
20 years
days.
ago. Now they have
What
to
the
disclaimer
flying
it.
fuck?
You'd think they'd be able to figure out something in the chip after all these years to make it not overheat
Yeah.
the system.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is absolutely so
Put some
stupid.
Yeah.
some vents on the side of it to
Yeah.
release a bit of fucking hot air.
Oh, dude, it's funny, but it's cool to get releasing SNES cartridges still today. And like they did the same thing with one of the Final Fantasy 15 spin-off games they did. They gave all the developers of that little side scroller beat 'em up game an actual SNES cartridge with the game on it as well. So they're just doing it for fun, just
That's
as a
cool.
little kind of thing.
Why
Yeah,
not?
have a
if they-
look.
if they can.
Yeah, anyways, Nintendo had their showcase of all the upcoming Nindy
Nindies.
titles. So like, yeah,
Nindies.
this week, there was some okay games in there. There was like this funny game I actually saw in here, right down here, and it's Mum hid my game. And you've got to go around the house and try and find where Mum hid your games or your consoles around the house.
I can't say that ever happened to me when I was a kid.
No, yeah, and there's Golf Story, Floor Kids, all this kind of stuff. It's I like indie games, but some of the majority, I think maybe 50% of them aren't my type of games. I'm not big on it. Apparently that Steam Dig is pretty good. Steam World Dig is awesome, but I've never played it again. Anyway, all these are coming out next year and the end of this year. If anyone wants to check out some sweet Nintendo games for your Switch, because there's nothing else really on the Switch at the moment to play except for
Yeah.
indie
Rabbids.
games. Yeah, Rabbids. I did see a new Shovel Knights game coming out, so that's another cool. If you like
Oh, yeah.
little 16-bit kind of platformer fighting games, that's coming on there as well. So for all you Switch owners, I think the only person we know
Sam.
is Sam that has a Switch, and I will get one as soon as the Virtual Console store comes online, because then apparently they're adding the GameCube to the Virtual Console
Oh, so
store.
you can buy like all the
Metal
old
Gear
stuff.
Solid 1.
Whoa, I don't think that's going to happen. I would love to see it on there, but I don't think they would have the full Nintendo rights to have it on there, because I think it's all like, they get timed, like times that Nintendo owns that product for that console. They
And a
can't put
certain
it anywhere
amount of
else.
time, yeah.
But who knows? Like the latest game on the actual like the stream thing for Nvidia that you can have connected to your TV. It streams games across the web and stuff like that. The Metal Gear Solid 2 HD remake came on that, so they might be loosening up now that Kojima's gone. So
Trying to make money because they've lost their best director.
pretty much, yeah. So but that game, if you want to buy that Twin Snakes version of Metal Gear Solid 1, it goes up to about $150 to $200 these days for the GameCube version. It's hard to find, super rare, and I'm gutted that Shane threw it in the bin because he just so.
Wow. Throws a game in the bin.
Yeah, well, he's just like, I'm not using it anymore. I'm cleaning up. Boom, here the bin. I was happy that he found Mega Man X, dude, and was like, here you go. That's like a $200 and something SNES game, man. He goes, oh, I have this, man. I was just going to chuck it out. I'm like, I will take that.
Yeah,
Thank
like
you.
Make sure you tell him, don't ever throw out anything.
I think he knows
from
now.
on.
Especially who's got his collector brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Oh, and Brad owns a Switch too, apparently. So
Yeah.
he does. Yeah.
He owns a Switch.
Yeah.
He's only got Zelda. He hasn't played anything else on it.
Zelda's probably the only game he should have on the Switch so far. It was unreal. Anyway, the Olympics committee members have been meeting up this week and talking about the esports coming into the 2020-something Olympic Games.
Ooh.
But they've said that no violence is allowed to be in any of the video games. So that pretty much takes out majority of the good esport games. So Overwatch, no. Anything that
Even
has
Dotas
violence.
and League of Legends and stuff, which are
all
like
violence.
the big esports.
Yep, and it's because they promote a peaceful society, the Olympics. That's what they try and do. So they just basically said, it's probably going to have to feature a real-life sport like football or soccer
Well, then why would
or
you-
basketball.
So they would play FIFA or
Yes.
something on there, and then they would play.
Or they may play Gran Turismo or
They
something
basically
like that.
just ended their chances of them joining together.
And that's what a lot of people are saying. Well, then it's done. There's not going to be esports in the Olympics.
This is just a generational gap thing. They just simply don't understand the difference between violence.
Kip loves FIFA.
Yeah.
Your fucking FIFA addiction, Kip, is
So
ridiculous.
He'll be tuning into Channel 7 watching the FIFA Championship.
They just simply don't understand the difference between violence in a game and violence in real life, and it's not going to change for a while.
No.
You got an Olympic committee that would probably be full of people who are over 40, who've never played
Yeah.
anything but like maybe they touched an Atari when they were younger.
Yeah.
And don't
Played
play.
Pong.
Yeah. Or it's just like, look, you don't understand. You don't. And it's okay that you don't understand. But if people want to see it there, then you need to try and understand that people are actually interested in watching what you call violent, but it's just it's pixels, man.
I'm just
Fucking
laughing
pixels.
at Kip, man. He said he headbutted his controller and broke it, man. So
Yeah. So he bought a scarf.
yeah,
So
you're
then
not
he
going to
his
headbutt
old
your scarf,
controller.
dude. No
Yeah,
way.
we'll get
Don't
this
headbutt that scarf.
Far out. Well, let's fly through these other bits of news because we need to get onto this review. So we love Telltale games here: The Walking Dead, the Game of Thrones, the Borderlands, the Batmans, all that kind of stuff. They're awesome, but they're not. They're going to put the Game of Thrones season 2 on hold at the moment because they just want to work on the Wolf Among Us 2 and the Walking Dead games and Batman at the moment. So that's good. I'm keen to see a Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, I didn't
2.
think that was getting a second.
But
Cool.
that is going to be unreal because the first one was great. Dude.
Still haven't played it. Haven't played it.
That's the only Telltale game I've played and a bit of the Game of Thrones one.
No one's
Like-
played Guardians.
I haven't
Not
played
yet,
that.
no.
I'll have to suss that.
Yeah.
One. I love Guardians.
Yeah, I wanted to.
The Fractured Butthole South Park game is not being censored at all in Australia, so we can play it at its full.
How good is that?
Like full
I
type,
saw
yeah, what
that.
it's
I
been.
was like,
Yes, like
Ooh.
so that's going to be awesome because man, they got rid of some critical scenes in
that game
the first one.
is
Like
going to be is Obsidian again,
Yeah.
and it's just like Obsidian they can do no wrong, man. It just that first. Did you play Stick of Truth?
Nah.
dude, I didn't play it till only about a year ago. And I was laughing the whole way through that game. And the end actually made me cringe.
Maybe I'll
when you
just
go
watch
inside.
a Let's Play of it, like
could
the
do that,
American
yeah.
Do
version
it.
or something like that,
Yeah.
so it's not a
It's
censored
just
one.
so fun. Like the actual gameplay mechanics are really
It's
good
a
for an
turn-based
RPG.
combat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's
cool.
all like swords and shields, and it feels like a proper, like an
Episode?
old Final Fantasy game, and it looks exactly like an episode and plays.
That's
But
fucking
yeah,
cool,
but then
man.
like all the humor is the exact same as like South Park humor.
Yeah.
Like I think the end when you go through who's asshole,
Mr. Slaves.
Mr. Slave's asshole. You go. That's the end dungeon. and it's out of control.
Wow.
And there's like all the animals up there. And it was rough as
I'll have to
guts.
suss it because I did enjoy watching South Park. I just haven't watched it for ages. So I was like,
This
probably
game is
playing the
amazing.
shit out of something else at the time and then just forgot about it.
It's
that
just
happens a
it's
lot.
amazing. You can pick it up for like $5 on Steam or maybe on a key site somewhere.
Yeah,
So
I picked it up for $6 or something.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I'll have to get into
definitely go out of your way to play that before this one comes out.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was hilarious, dude. I smashed it in 2 days because it was just so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, anyway, okay, so Divinity's Original Sin 2 is coming out in 2 weeks. And they said it's going to be fully voice acted, not like the last one. That was hard to get through because it was the same thing as any computer RPG game, just paragraphs of text every single time you talk to someone.
It was because it was a pretty indie game though, wasn't it? So
It
there
was
was
very small.
It was very small developers, but they've got...
They rebooted an old game. I think Divinity was the first one. Divinity, I think it was just called Divinity.
Yep.
It was an older RPG from I think about 10 years ago.
I never played that one. I played the one on Xbox 360 and it was garbage, man. I had to get it in from... I got it in from Europe sometime, long time ago, and I never played it. I played like 5 minutes and went, this is weird, and put it down.
Yeah.
But I did play Original Sin 1, and I enjoyed it when you play co-op, because it's fully co-op, and it's awesome. Like, so there's all like little different things you can do, and like say certain people want you to do something, you can choose not to do it or to do it. But basically, you play a rock, paper, scissors match with your mate to try and, if they want to do something different than you battle it out in rock, paper, scissors to get past. But it's a grind, man. It was hard. It's even the Enchanted Edition or whatever it is, the remastered version of this that was released when the game was actually meant to release, when it wasn't in early access anymore. They put voice acting in that as well, but there's still paragraphs of text in certain areas.
Yeah.
But anyway, they said there's roughly 1,200 characters and over 74 lines of dialogue that has been voice acted.
Oh, wow.
So
that's crazy.
They made a lot of money off Original Sin 1.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. But
I got a couple of mates that platinumed that first one.
Oh,
they said it was
shit.
like hard as fuck.
Ollie and I
Dude.
played the 2-player on that, and we were just like, nah, this is not for us. It's so hard. It's so unforgiving, and it's just, I found it not fun.
I dug up a tomb and died one shot from a bomb inside a tomb.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right. The traps and stuff, and you're just like, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and the
think they
combat
had-
was hard too.
It's hard, man.
I think they had to. One of them was like, one of my mates was like, he would just save it, and then if one of his characters died from something, he would just like turn his PS4 off at the wall and then just like load it back up before it auto saved or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So he wouldn't lose like that character, and then you go, all right, well, I won't walk into that trap next time. Sort of thing.
Fuck.
It's
Like,
rough.
otherwise, he'd have to start from the start because if you lose, like if they're dead, they're dead permanently.
Yeah,
aren't
yeah,
they?
they are, yeah.
So yeah, you
Or you
couldn't
just
afford to
load
lose
from
any
your last
characters.
save. You just get rid of everyone and load from the beginning.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's rough as guts, man. Hey, well, anyway, it's that time. It's time to
time.
review Uncharted The Lost Legacy.
So all the Redditors, this is where you have joined us.
Yeah, so I will put down saying, hey, start at 1 hour and 5 minutes or something like that. So 1 hour and 8 minutes.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
All
Idiots. All right. So the development of this game started in May 2016 after the release of Uncharted 4. Naughty Dog did contemplate making a Uncharted 5, but they ended up just deciding to make a standalone expansion, which is this game. There's not much else about it. They just said they used the same writers as Uncharted 4 and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's it.
I heard they thought about using different characters and stuff like that. They thought about using Sully and Sam
Now
as
that
the
would have been
two
cool. Because I like
main
Sully,
characters. Yeah, so do I. They're
Sully
cool,
has never
cool.
been he's never been had enough exposition, you know, like
Yeah.
you're sort of like, where did he come from? What's his deal? And you're just like, fuck. It'd be cool to know. So,
His
yeah.
backstory. Just
I think
do
a prequel would
yeah.
be cool with him. I think to use him now as like a playable character or someone who's with you all the time is starting to get a bit old because he's been in all of them a lot, and then he is getting older in these games and older and
that's
older.
true.
So some of the
Yeah.
shit that he would do
Uncharted
is not really.
4, he was an old dog.
Yeah, he's
I really
getting
like
old dog.
Chloe from the second because that's what I'm playing now.
Yeah.
Of the remasters. But if there's one character I never gave a shit about, it was Nadine. You know what I mean? Like I didn't.
Yeah.
She was in one game and then now she's in a second. In this
Yeah.
one, not to say that it's bad. I just mean that
She doesn't really have much of no real character development either in this game, though. It's kind of like she's just there as a hired help. That's basically all she is.
I think
for Chloe.
I think that's why there's some
There's a bit of
I've
character
seen.
development with her when she talks about like her shoreline company and stuff
that's
like
right.
that,
Yeah, yeah.
and what
But
then-
happens.
but
There's a tiny bit.
by the nature of the story of the game, I think there's not going to be as much as Chloe.
Yeah.
No, because she was
She's
just
the
there to
center.
hide, and she's like,
Yeah.
I'm just getting this done. We've got to get this money.
Yeah, she wants Shoreline
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
But
That's it.
I think that would be cool. I wouldn't mind like Sully. Sam would be cool because then you just get more friggin' Troy Baker in the game.
Oh, and Troy Baker is such a boss
he's
voice
such a good-
actor, dude.
Yeah. And yeah, like a prequel of just Sully almost. Like you could sell it. They could rewrite him, not rewrite him, but like write him in like he's sort of getting a lot of his youth out by going around with Nathan, but like he was basically the same sort of kid,
Yeah.
you know. And
I would much rather a prequel to the whole thing where he meet. Well, you kind of get that in Uncharted 4, how you
Yeah.
meet Sully, so it's kind of already in there.
Yeah.
So
And there's that Uncharted 3 where he meets in Mexico or wherever it
That's
is.
right, yeah, because
Not-
he's
maybe
a
not
little
Mexico.
thief or whatever,
Yeah.
and that's sorry, yeah.
No,
So
it's cool.
it's kind of
I
there.
can't wait to play. That's the one I've played the least of, Uncharted 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I can't wait to get up to that and
'Cause,
go
yeah,
back through it.
That's cool. And Kip said that would be sick to have a story about him, about
Yeah,
Sully. So.
he has been such an integral character to the game for so
Yeah.
long that it would be they probably already have some like stories written,
Yep.
Yeah.
potential stories. So that'd be good.
And so I'm horrible with names. So the writer was Josh Skur. Is that how
Sure,
it's
I'd
Skur?
say.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
say Skur, and Sean S. Kager.
Skag.
Skag.
Two very hard names
Yeah,
for you to
it's
pronounce.
just like you're saying
It's
like
like-
I'm bad with names. Like, man, they're not a good. It's not like
Yeah.
Andrew Johnson or something.
But anyway, so it was written by these guys, and Josh he wrote pretty much every Uncharted and Jack and Daxter series. So he did all them. And Sean, he did Uncharted 4 and worked on Prototype, and The Last of Us he worked on as well. So
That's cool.
good on him. So
Prototype. Interesting, he worked on Prototype.
yeah, well, he's actually the main director for Prototype. That's what I looked at. So he wasn't the writer for Prototype. He was the main director for that game.
Okay,
Yeah, and that was
not a fantastic.
no,
game,
not
but
a
okay.
fantastic.
It's not
time.
terrible.
It's no Infamous. I tried.
Yeah, no, not at all. But anyway, so let's get into the story. The story basically is focused around Chloe, and she wants to get the tusk of Ganesh. That was the son of Hindu god Shiva, who lost the tusk while defending his father's temple. So that's how it all went down. It all disappeared after that. Chloe, her father died basically trying to find the tusk. That's how it is. And she wants to try and get the tusk in honor of him, kind of thing. That's how it all kind of seems anyway.
Yeah, she's got that Indian heritage.
Yeah,
He was
Indian heritage. But then when she was
She's
like,
Australian.
Mother
she's
was Australian.
Yeah, I was like, that's boss. She moved to Australia, and I was like, boss.
I
That's
had a
awesome.
feeling because I was like, she sounds British, but I'm like, a lot of that comes from just the Indian Australian mix, and I was like, that's so. I'm like, you pick it up when she says it. You're like, of course, it's a very Australian accent. Like it's semi-British, but like there's some words she says that I'm like, that's an Australian way to say
Claudia
that word.
Black. Yeah, the actual actor for it. Yeah, she's Aussie.
Oh,
in
is
real
Is she
life.
Aussie? Oh,
I
wow.
think
No
so,
way.
yeah.
That's cool because I was always wondering, like, they did such a good job with voice acting, but
Yeah.
we'll get onto that later. About this.
Always.
Yeah.
Naughty Dog specialty.
That's it.
But anyway, the main antagonist was Asav, right? He was really cool. I liked his character.
I've only
He's-
seen him
Yeah.
a couple of times.
You've
so
only
far
seen
in
him?
the game,
Yeah,
right?
he's-
and when I first
good.
see him, I was like, this guy. Like, I've never been intimidated by one of the characters really, because sometimes they're a bit hokey. Uncharted 2 had what was his name? The big Russian bald guy.
Oh,
He's just
yeah.
a little bit like comical because it's like
Yeah.
it's so stereotypical.
Yeah.
But this guy looked cool.
Yeah.
And he
he's
came
got his-
across as like a bit benevolent. Like he's a
Yeah.
bit
He
like
reminds me of who's the bad guy again? The SS guy from Inglourious Bastards.
oh yeah.
It kind of has that kind of feel. Like he's really placid, but you know he's a badass
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
surface.
And it's cool because try not to spoil stuff, but it wouldn't be. I don't think you'd be up to it yet. But there is a part where you're walking along and just like exploring and playing the game, and they talk to each other. Like Chloe and Nadine actually talk about it, and she says, "Oh, he doesn't look like he'd be
Yeah, that's
tough,
right. I
or he
remember
doesn't
that,
look
yeah.
like
His looks are
you're not
deceiving.
threatening.
Yeah.
Doesn't look threatening, but he actually is like a psychopath, like psychopathic
That's
and
crazy.
tough as like he can fight." So it was real cool to have that after you thought, oh, I'm not really intimidated by this guy. Who cares? Like, whatever. And then, it's cool.
It's definitely cool. The storying is definitely compelling. Like, it's definitely good. Like, it's nice and short, short and sweet.
Yeah, it's
and what didn't capture me as much as the actual full length titles of Uncharted are. Like,
well,
they're
look at
very,
how it was made. It was supposed to be a standalone expansion. To the
so
story.
it's a standalone expansion.
Yeah.
That's good for a standalone
So
expansion.
it's never going to be like, oh, it's as good as Uncharted 4 or any of the other ones.
I like the other Uncharted's where you travel around the world. Like, you go to different countries instead of staying in one, but that makes sense. You're just going to get the Tusk of Ganesh. You're going to be in India. That's it. You're done. That's it. Yeah.
It's cool.
But the bad guy, like, he kind of just wanted the Tusk to gain power, wasn't it?
Yeah,
kind of
so,
thing.
the story is, well, at the beginning of the game is about, like, because this is actually, the reason why it's so cool is because it's really true that India is often in, like, war. They're constantly, like,
almost a civil war.
Civil war,
thing,
and they have issues with Pakistan as well, like I was actually saying before. But, like, all that is pretty realistic.
Okay.
So the fact that they are, like, he's trying to use, like, create, I guess, like, tribalistic, like, tensions, and by obtaining the Tusk, that's not far off the truth with how religious that society is. It's kind of cool because it's like that's what's so good about it. They use a very realistic, Naughty Dog that is. They use very realistic circumstances, and they go.
Makes it feel like it's almost real when you're playing it. You're like, I want to see this Tusk of Ganesh. Where is it? Like,
he does think he's got, like, a divine right, that he's like he's a descendant, that he deserves to have
his
it.
bloodline.
I was talking to Emily while I was playing because she's sitting behind me, and I was just like, you know what this game does? Because I was sort of trying to get some ideas for what to talk about, and I was like, these games always make me think that this is possibly true. Like, that I can go to that I can go and go find Shangri-La, and I can go and I go, oh, this, like, can I? And I do go, oh shit, maybe that is real, and maybe like there is a fucking Tusk that I can go and get, or maybe these big, like, you know, when you go to the side of the mountain and there's that big fucking carving with the big statues on either side, like I think it's like Shiva and Ganesh or something, and you're like, can I go and see that somewhere? Like, is there a picture of that?
It looks like they've actually drawn it from
that's
real
what I mean.
life. Yeah,
and
it's
so
amazing.
That's how drawn in you can get with this, with all these games, and then particularly this one, because it's mostly, I'd say, because it was in the one place. It added to it.
Yeah, that just shows you how good their storytelling is and how good their concept art and their, like, level designing is, that when you look at something you go, is that like copied off a real place or something? Like,
every game.
Obviously some of those things are fucking over the top. That would never be real. But you look at it and you're just like, some of the things are really good, like the doors and, like, some of the insides of the temples and stuff later. It's like, this is awesome. Like, they're so good at their level design. It's amazing.
It's great.
So the story was short, so we can't say too much about it without spoiling the big twist at the end, basically.
Yeah, don't spoil it, because I don't want to.
No, and I think it's relatively new. People still want to play it.
And I didn't spoil the Horizon.
You didn't spoil it. I've still got to finish it and get that ending.
Lots of good twists in that, so that was one to play.
Yeah, so there's only really one twist in this game, and it's at the end, and it just made that climb at that peak just go up more and more to the end, and then you beat the game.
And it was a good twist.
It was decent. It was kind of it was interesting anyway. It was not really like, oh man, I didn't see that coming. It was more like, oh, okay, another person to fight and another group of guys to fight.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. I wasn't sure whether you were talking about what happens with Asav or what happens with the two main characters, like between Chloe and Nadine.
The kind of like the area where it
happens
drops,
with them too, like, and
well, we could talk about that anyway. We'll talk about Sam Drake coming back, and he's there hanging out. So and Nadine flips her friggin' lid, man, and she just runs out and just starts beating the absolute hell out of these Indian blokes, man. It was fun to watch her, because I remember just walking around and I was creeping, because man, that was a hard part when all the big armored trucks come, and it's nuts, and you've got to try and get C4, plant them for this armored truck to come over them, and hide, because it's gonna rape
That's
your
cool.
face, man. It's in a small area too.
Yeah, I was trying not to like say about Sam, but I was like,
I thought
"Oh."
when Sam Drake came back, I went, yes. Like,
Yeah,
I
that was
loved
cool.
his character in
created
Uncharted
he
4.
was-
good tension between all the characters.
Because Nadine was like, what the hell is he doing here?
Yeah.
Like,
Hates
You
him.
forget that there is a lot of tension there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Uncharted 4 kind of ends, right? And you're like, oh, yeah, she just leaves.
Yeah.
She just peels because she's like, fuck this whole mess.
Well, the
Like,
Drake brothers basically send her company broke and like fucked them up, like
Yeah,
screwed them over, like
'cause
stopped them from Shoreline from doing anything
Yeah,
and like
stop them
ruined the
from
whole
doing
thing.
what-
they
So-
thought it was their job. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they thought it was their job, admittedly, was not a good thing.
Trying to get the treasure and that.
But it's the same time, yeah, she's pissed off, and it was he's basically the reason she loses Shoreline altogether. Like she
Yeah.
just drops it, and she can't.
And this is a good time to talk about the banter between her and Sam when you finally meet back up and you start adventuring on together.
Yeah.
All three of you.
Lots of banter.
She is friggin' just drilling him, and he's being an absolute dick back to her. And Chloe, the character you're playing, is just like the middleman. Like, come on, just stop. Just let's keep going.
Yeah.
Like,
It
get
creates
this
a
up.
good it creates a good bit of fun while you're just platforming, instead of just aimlessly climbing things
I
or
like
doing
that when
little
you're driving.
puzzles
The
and
part
stuff.
too, they're still doing that stuff while
Yeah.
you're driving around the
Yeah.
open area.
Yeah.
and that part they're talking about Nathan Drake. They're like, so what was your relationship like with Nathan Drake? Like, and they're like,
Yeah.
was it more business or was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff.
Because you forget that like Kim and Chloe was sort of a thing
Yeah.
in the second game,
Yeah.
and she just sort of I can't remember what happens with her in the second game. I'm not up to it yet. Like she just
To be honest, it's been so long.
she
Like,
keeps double crossing you,
Um,
but she's only doing it to protect you because she's sort of hanging out with the pommy guy who.
yeah.
So she keeps like
She just tricks that she's basically is with you, but
Yeah.
then is being that double agent type
That's right,
thing
yeah.
with you. And
I
then
just can't remember what happens at the end because
at the end,
do you go off with Elena?
Elena comes back into it, and then Chloe basically realizes like, yeah, all right, fair enough, Nathan.
they're
like,
gonna get
you
married.
guys
Yeah.
be together. I understand. I'll be all right. I'll go off on my own.
Oh.
And she heads off with, was it Sully? I think. Oh no,
Probably.
no, they're in the Tibet town at the end, and then
Oh,
that's
okay.
what ends.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
So overall, the story was short and sweet and cool. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
what would you give it out of 10?
Ooh. 9 out of 10,
Yeah.
I reckon.
I'm actually going to give it 9 out of 10 too because
I really, really, really enjoyed it. Like, I think, like I think you guys were saying before, it's not as good as the other Uncharted, but
No.
for me, it's it's up there with probably like if Uncharted 2 is the top, and then maybe 4
Yeah.
second, then it would be this after that. So maybe like the third best for me.
Yeah.
I really liked the two characters and like the relationship between the two, and I loved the level designs, and some of the areas were amazing, like some of the best looking areas, and like walking into like the temples and like the puzzles. I thought the puzzles were up there with some of the best puzzles in any Uncharted.
Yep.
Definitely, like
We'll get
cool.
onto that in the gameplay.
in the gameplay
So,
and that. But
yeah.
yeah, no. So
Story.
story 9 out of 10. I'm going to give it 9 out of 10 too because
Oh,
it
we're
wasn't-
doing it
yeah.
for like 9 out of 10 for everything.
and then we'll give
oh,
an
I thought this was
overall-
like an
yeah.
overall one.
So then we'll give a full overall 100% mark out of the
Yep.
end, like
Yeah.
Metacritic. And then yeah, I give it 9 out of 10 for that because I was kind of like, Uncharted 4 was amazing. Like just the how long,
Yeah.
like the story was long and like it was so compelling the whole time. Where this was kind of like cool, and I liked the open world area where the story dropped off.
Had good
But,
pacing in this
yeah.
as well.
You had your movie style pacing. That's what
Yeah.
it was in this game. Like this game, it was written like a movie,
Yeah.
where you have your down moments and your high moments, and then everything's all good at the end.
Yeah.
And that's how it kind of played out. Let's get to gameplay. So this gameplay was exactly the same as Uncharted 4, and it's probably some of the best gameplay mechanics for a third-person action adventure game ever.
It's probably the
to this
best.
day.
Yeah.
I'd probably say it's the best.
The best, yeah.
I don't think I've played a better third-person action adventure game
No.
Nice.
ever.
Some great guns in this one. New guns.
There's a lot of guns in
Silenced pistol was really fucking
was
cool.
fun. Just
Lock
walk around.
picking was awesome.
Yeah.
New one. That was cool.
was great. I've completely forgot about lockpicking. And you can
Satisfying.
find some awesome guns
Yeah.
out of those chests.
So
too.
satisfying, like sneaking through some grass,
Yeah.
like taking a dude down, lock picking a box right next to a guy, getting the silenced pistol out, and then shooting the rest of them to finish them off.
I
Like,
tried to
Yeah.
go through
fucking cool.
heaps of the parts at the end with just stealth because it got
Yeah.
really hard. You get overwhelmed.
Yeah, I did a lot of stealth.
And like, so some areas when you're walking around that open world area, for instances, I was just stealthing, like in the grass, jumping,
Yeah.
grappling hook, jump over, kill this
You
guy.
can
this-
do a lot more of that in this game. I found I was like,
Yeah.
I've just finished that open world area, and I'm like, man, I don't think I think I did one area. I was like, oh fuck, I just want to get this over and done with.
Yeah, so you
But
burn
every
through it.
other area than one, I just didn't get seen.
Yeah.
I was like, just went, all right, I'm just gonna kill them all, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it. And they all go, oh shit, what's going on? There's people are dying, and then all of a sudden they're all dead.
Yep.
And you're like, sweet.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then you go get your little coin. But let's talk about chapter 5 to start off with. That was new to Uncharted, the open world experience where you can go around and you can basically drive your car around this whole map and just explore for treasure or find the 11 coins for the piece of rare piece of jewelry that you get.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
I like that in introduction of that and
Yeah.
into it was cool.
I
Something
think-
different.
I reckon they could continue that. That was a really good element. And I loved that piece of jewelry, man, where you can find every piece of treasure after that point.
Oh,
It's awesome. What was it called again? I forgot what that
Queen's Ruby.
Queen's Ruby. Yeah. So basically, it's like a wristband. an
Yeah, I
amulet.
see the bracelet.
Yeah, and it shines up red, and your controller makes a noise. And
Oh.
it makes this tring noise on your controller when a treasure item is nearby. It scared the shit out of me the first time I heard it.
Yeah,
So I grabbed this
same.
thing and I was like, what the
Comes
freaking hell's
out.
that?
Speaker.
And like your controller vibrates as well, so it's telling you every single time there's a piece of treasure nearby.
I didn't
Yeah.
miss one after that.
Yeah,
Didn't
same.
miss a treasure.
I
It
think
was
I
like,
missed
got
about
all of them.
overall. I missed 14 pieces of treasure out of all of them. So it's like you probably would have got more. You would have got more of the intro pieces and that.
Yeah, I missed one in the first chapter,
Yeah.
2 in the next one, 3 in the third, and then nothing after that. I don't think
yeah.
because like it was once you got that thing, it was like
You just drive around the
boom.
car. Even if you're driving, it will like give you a notification. You're like, oh, jump
within
out.
a certain distance of where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then it does again when you get close to it, or almost on top of it.
Yeah, and like after all that point when you're going from chapter 5 onwards, when you're climbing up all those cliffs, I was like, no, I have to find this piece of treasure wherever it is, and you find all those alternate
Yeah.
routes to
Yeah, it was cool.
jump across to find that platform to grab the next
Yeah.
piece of treasure. So I hope you can use that piece if you do chapter select for chapter 1 and 2. Hope you can still use that amulet.
If you
to
keep
find
it on
those
the
treasures.
same difficulty, you should have that item still.
Okay, yeah.
So
So gameplay definitely Uncharted 4 related. It was good. It's just fleshed out. It's awesome. They can use this engine forever. This one, I reckon they should be using this engine for the new Last of Us game. Like,
It's,
But
the
they
same,
will.
it's
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
engine. It's just they just changed the mechanics, so it's
yeah,
not like
modify
fluid.
it.
yeah,
It's not like a smooth game anymore. They make it gritty.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, there's not as much locking on to cover in Last of Us
Yeah.
as
yeah.
there is.
Well, that
in
makes it
Uncharted.
harder, which is good.
So
like, it makes it,
Everything's different. But I found that there are a couple of complaints with the gameplay. Like sometimes I found that the driving was so good, but like some of the level design in that open world area, it was I found it frustrating that you couldn't be like a bit more free. Like there was a lot of invisible walls when I tried to go like over some.
you can't jump up every rock to try and get over to a certain
and
point.
one part where I was leaving one of the areas, I would try to jump down a waterfall, like just jump, like pressing X. I would jump down a waterfall that was not that high, and it killed me. Because
okay. You're not meant to go that way.
that's right.
yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
meant to go that way. And I found I was like, it's
And
so.
They do that as well when you say if you want to jump to a certain ledge and you're not meant to jump to that ledge, you just won't jump as far as you usually do when you have to jump to a programmed ledge. So
And I found that a bit annoying. So it's the open world stuff. It's like that frustrated me. The map was really annoying. Stopping and pulling out the map, which actually had a bit of time on it because she actually pulls it out.
oh man, the detail. She's even holding a pencil in her hand.
Yeah,
She's,
I like
Yeah.
that happens, but that is slow and frustrating.
Okay.
Like, in a very like nicely paced game where things can go like really
when she
well.
has to scribble stuff on the map, it does take a bit of time. Like say when you get
that's
another
okay.
area.
No, I mean
They're
when you're
generally all
driving.
talking while
Yeah.
they do
When
that.
you're driving, and you need to go, I gotta go this way, and you have to stop and look at the map every time. You go, am I going the right way? Because of the intricacy of that open world area, you had to pull out and go, okay, I've got to go this way and then that way.
Yeah.
And it's very authentic, but at the same time, you've got someone sitting in the car next to you. So it would be just as authentic for them to sort of bring up like a small mini version of the map that came up on the screen.
And that'd be like hers showing it to you in the car like that. She's holding the map
No, but
up
she's
to you
like
and-
reading it, or she just reads it, or gives you like directions, and it
She
sort
could
of
have just said, "Oh, you're heading in the right direction" or something. like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, don't
and-
forget you got to turn left or something like
Yeah.
that.
just left here, or just and also the using the winch was annoying as fuck when you had her sit in the fucking car. And
not-
only at one point in the game she finally does it herself.
Yeah. Well, that's more because Chloe was being very controlling and not
I
letting
get
her
that.
car. So
I get
think it's part
that,
of the
but
story.
I
Yeah.
just
it's all about character development and like
Yeah.
their
yeah, I think that was if that's not developing much. Like
She wouldn't let her
She wouldn't let her
drive.
drive. That's fine,
Yeah.
but like she's not that ridiculous that she wouldn't let her reverse the car. I found that was just annoying.
It's a
'cause
rental, man. It's
You
expensive.
had
if
to
you stuff
grab the
that
thing,
thing.
winch it on, and go back and jump on.
I
I'm like,
did notice that it was a little bit annoying for that.
Because I know
Yeah.
Sully usually did that in the other Uncharted. Like he would help you out more.
Well,
than
yeah,
what
you
they
jumped
did.
up to a certain area and Solid would be like, "Hang on, kid, I got this," and he'd push the fucking plank down for you and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah.
cool," and then you just
Yeah.
slide back down instead of having to
And
go around yourself.
so
or
that
whatever.
was the only.
Sam was kind of funny at the end when he was being a smartass as well. Like when he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'll try and find something to drop down," and then he chucks something down finally, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I had some more boxes up here too. I probably could have dropped instead of like dragging this bloody cart on rails all the
Yeah.
way to this certain section."
So that was
So-
the only thing. Like that's pretty small, to be honest. Like I just think
Yeah.
they just need to work on how smooth those things run, like with the
Yeah.
map. Like I just found that was like last night I got really annoyed because of the invisible walls in that area, and there's certain paths that
Yeah.
are built into that open world, like with they're built in because it's supposed to be like dynamic, where there's different waterfalls that block paths and different like things you can go down and up.
Yeah.
But that just made it difficult to keep because you had to keep using the map. You drive too far. I actually found it really difficult to understand the scale of the area as well, like as compared to the map. So like I'd put the map out and I'd go, oh yeah, I'll drive here, and I'd be like, oh, so and then I'd look and I've driven way too far, and I'm like, oh, so how big is
I think that might be because we've played a lot of open world games, and this was such a small map.
it is?
compared
It's
to
like
other
a
ones.
mini
Yeah.
open world
Yeah.
little
I
area.
didn't
So
have too much of a problem with it because generally I just look on the bring up the map and go, all right, what way am I facing? I need to go to the trident. Okay, I'm facing up
Yeah.
on my arrow of where my position is. I need to go to the right,
was-
and then I just glow it, and then I just drive to the
Yeah.
right.
it was more
all the way.
the parts where you had to follow pathways to get to certain areas. So like bridges, they had a lot of like bridges over
Well,
areas.
Yeah, that was that rock face where you had to go across that bridge
Yeah.
and up to get to the
and
continue the
there's
story.
only
then.
like specific ways, and there's specific ways to get to one of the other shrines.
yeah.
Where you have to push the thing in the ground all the time.
Up
I was
where
like that.
waterfall is. sort
Yeah,
of thing.
you've got to go around there, and there's actually
Yeah.
a few different places to get a bit. Like I was like, oh, do you have to climb something to get there, or
okay.
I
I
must have
more
got
just followed.
lucky.
Yeah, I just followed
Yeah.
the way the game kind of pushed me to go. I didn't go off the tracks. I kind of went, okay, this way. Yeah, I'm going up
I
this
just
way.
sort of just drove and then ended. Oh, I'm
Oh,
at
yeah,
the
there's a
start of
road.
it.
Like,
Yeah.
You follow the road and you get to
yeah,
get
it
to the
didn't-
destination.
I don't
but-
know what it was. It was really weird. I still think the map issue was just strange. Like pulling
Yeah.
out the map over and over.
Yeah, I guess it was their first attempt. That was it. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
didn't have a mini map on the screen because they've never done that in Uncharted. But it probably could have worked for
But
this.
that's what I mean.
instance,
Like
yeah.
because you've got Nadine there, she would act as the mini map essentially. She would just say, didn't whether says it or brings up on the screen. It explains why it finally has a little version of a HUD because they've never had that before. They'd be like, oh well, Nadine's sitting there, she's directing you, so you could see the map technically.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I didn't have too much troubles. Like it was definitely better than was Uncharted 3, where it was grenade central. As soon as you get behind cover, a grenade's in your face. That didn't happen in this game.
Yeah.
Combat's perfect.
Yeah.
Combat's always been perfect.
It's great.
Stealth is even
Yeah.
more improved.
Melee is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I like the way
with
that-
two people, the fighting was even better.
yeah.
the
gang up on
combos
people.
Buddy
are great.
combat was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
They'd grab them and hold them, and then,
And then you
come
just come
running
up
in
and
and
boot
do
them,
like
yeah.
a slide kick and
The
just
fights
awesome
with
shit.
what's his name? Ashir or whatever.
Asav.
Asav, yeah. fighting him, man, in them sections were
Oh,
awesome, man. Like
yeah.
2 chicks on this brute force dude just wailing on you, and you have to kind of dodge, duck, punch, and then Nadine grabs him, and you're just like belting him in the back of the head, man.
Oh,
like
you
it was
actually have
rough
to
as
time.
fuck.
really like
Yeah.
visceral.
Yeah,
very-
you've got to time dodges.
It's pretty gritty,
Yeah.
some of it, and you
Nice.
got to time your dodges. Otherwise, you can't just button spam circle like you could otherwise.
Yeah, and that's what I was doing at the beginning. I was like, what the hell? I'm pressing.
It says time your dodges.
And I'm like, oh, far out. How am I going to time this? He's full on. He just goes and punches you and then punches Nadine. Just
And it's
like,
very
all of a
nice
sudden.
when they do that,
crushing.
when they're like, when they hit the women. I remember I grabbed. Yeah, that sounded really good.
That sounds
That's gonna
horrible.
get edited out, and then I'm gonna be done.
Yeah.
I grabbed this guy when I was trying to pull him. I was like, all right, I'm down below him. I tried to grab him, but he sort of knew I was there, and he grabs my arm, and then he kicked me, and I fell and died.
Yeah. Are you going to press triangle if they grab you? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know, but I liked that it was like, oh no, you're not actually strong. Like, because
Yeah.
Nate could do that. Nate could be like, even if he did see him, he'd grab him and fucking yank
Yeah.
him off. But you do as Chloe, she's like, "Ugh," and he just fucking grabs you and kicks you in the
pulls
fucking head.
you up, man, and then you have to
Yeah.
break out of the
Yeah,
lock and
yeah.
that,
He kicked me in the head and I fell off, and I was like, awesome. I was like, I was like, I'm not even mad. That was
Yeah.
actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
So-
you're definitely a light woman.
Yeah, and so the fighting when I imagine, I haven't gotten to that part yet, obviously,
Yep.
but when you do get hit, it's gonna be like
You get knocked over a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you do
like,
get-
because he's a fucking beast, and so you're just getting smacked. Like when you fought Nadine, you're just like, what? This chick is rocking your world.
Similar to
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like 2-on-1, and then he's
Yeah.
still rocking. You,
Makes
man.
you feel like it's a very real.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa.
He takes a lot of hits and doesn't do a lot to him, but then he'll hit you once and knock you over backwards.
Yeah.
And you've got to get back up. And
And then
stuff
you
like
just
that,
punching
so-
him like mad, and he's just like, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
then-
Yeah.
really well directed as well. Like that, the camera angles that it moves around as you're doing it is fucking cool.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that's gonna be awesome.
So
So, can't wait for you to get to that part, man. Just finish this game. But anyway, that's what we're going to rate the gameplay out of 10.
That's always 10.
10 out of 10.
10 and
I'll
10
give
out of
my
10.
rating for that, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm going to give 10 out of 10 because there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It works well. For that style of game, there's nothing you can improve on.
That whole chapter, the last chapter, 9,
Yeah.
unreal. Like the gameplay for that was like playing. It was like playing through a awesome action movie with great parts. Like it was fucking
Yeah.
cool and really well done. It was just loved it.
A Rambo film. Helicopter
Awesome.
comes in, man. And it's
Just
not- yeah.
parking cars in trains and shit.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not caring.
Oh, dude, yeah, that was insane. Like, it's
Yeah.
another train sequence. Got to jump across cars back to the train.
What is
back
with
up.
that stuff? Like it doesn't get old, does it? Like
Minigun on the
Oh, the
car.
car just-
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And,
Anyway.
and you know what? Like you think
So
it
good.
sounds like like a corny action movie, but it's not. It's like because it's so heavy story. Like
Yeah.
you get to those points and you care. Same like Last of Us. Like you care about the characters. You care about what you're doing. So even when the action gets fucking like really over the top, you're like, whoa! It just
Oh, dude, if you go back and watch the past broadcasts on Twitch, man, at some points when you're climbing up them rock faces and it breaks, I'm like, like it's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Like the impact
even
of that kind of.
scripting those things. You're
Yeah.
just like, whoa!
I didn't see that coming. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, it was
yeah.
insane. Like and like that end scene with the train. Holy crap, that was. You felt like, yep, I'm gonna get this asshole, and we're gonna
Yeah.
take this down.
Yeah.
Then you're like, you get to that bomb sequence and you can't do anything, and then
It's not many
The
other
subs
games that make
there.
you care. Not many other like developers that can get you to care about stuff the way you do with Naughty Dog games. So,
oh yeah, Naughty Dog definitely do a good job. But anyway,
so
let's get into art design and graphics, okay? So the artist for The Lost Legacy was Tate Morsian, and he worked on Uncharted 4 and God of War 1. So he worked on that. And it also Eric Pangilianganen. Well, I don't know
Wow.
what these dudes' names are, but anyway, he worked on the Uncharted series as a whole and The Last of Us and Crash Bandicoot 2.
Cool.
So he's been in Naughty Dog. They're pretty much all with Naughty Dog or PlayStation, like
Yeah,
Sony
games,
Interactive or
yeah.
whatever. So they've all worked in them. And
Worldwide Studios.
the art design was fantastic. It definitely captured India in
I reckon it
all
was
of its
better.
glory.
It was better than Uncharted 4.
You reckon?
I reckon the scenery and because you stayed in the one place, you actually got to know it a lot better. And the town with in the opening sequence was
Yeah, that was awesome. Where you're trying to buy the
dark and like it was really well done in India, like running along the roofs, and seeing all the shit in the background, like the war
torn.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
and you're just
City.
like, oh my god.
Yeah. That's cool to have you at the beginning of the game because that was so long ago, and I'm thinking back, I'm like, that was last week sometime. Yeah.
Like I can't remember shit from
I'm
a
like,
week
yeah,
ago.
no, that intro was awesome.
Yeah.
Loved the art.
Yep.
The art,
It was
yeah,
amazing.
I think the biggest thing were the temples. I think they were amazing the way they looked. Like
They were ridiculous.
Do you mean is this in the open world area?
this is after the open world
Okay,
area
yeah,
where you
well,
get to the
after?
yeah when you try and get
Chapter
the tusk
6?
of yeah
Or
tusk
7?
I think it was even the end of chapter 5. You know when you get to the place where Ganesh's tusk was meant to be.
Yeah.
And then it all crumbles into
Yeah.
dust.
Okay.
So it was fun. Like that was awesome watching that. And then you find where it actually is because
Yeah.
you look at it and you go, oh, this makes sense. Decoy, you know.
Yeah,
and then you
yeah.
go into that massive temple at the
Yeah,
end,
that's
and that
even
was
better.
amazing. Yeah, it was, and the
They've always
way
been
the
good with-
statues were, everything. It was
I remember
fantastic.
the El Dorado sequence in is it number 3, I think. That you walk out into the
Emily said you just loved the South American accent of her.
you
Or
mean South African,
yeah.
but she said South American. I was writing it off so hard when I was playing. I was like, this is just the worst. Like, it's not that I don't like it. It was just, I never liked South African accent. So she's like, hey, like, we got to go over there, yeah? Eh? Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah.
I hear it all the time because there's so many South Africans in my workplace.
so weird.
Really?
South American.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was, number 3 has that big open area. Massive. You walk out and you've just you've been fighting all these fucking weird dudes and you come out and it opens up and you can see this massive, all the gold town that's just everywhere. I remember it's just this weird sequence. Just you walk out and it's just massive. They do big landscapes so well.
Oh, they do.
And each one of them, you're like, holy crap, the detail and it looks. There's no other games that do it. So this one, I'm looking forward to getting to some like more sort of built up areas.
Inside
but yeah,
temples and that. Yeah.
They do look good. And there's not much more I can say.
Unreal.
The graphics are unreal. The
Yeah.
cutscene sequences are amazing. It looks like they're mocapped. They do a fantastic job. The whole thing. And this is just Naughty Dog's standard these days. This is what they do with their games.
yep, it's going to be a standard soon for
Yep.
story games.
And it plays like a movie. You get so into it like a movie, but it's longer. And you feel a relationship between the characters you play. And I think that's what the art style and the graphics really meant to do for a game. It's meant to make you either love the way it looks and feel like you're in the game and you feel like it's real in real life. And that's what this game does. And I can't fault it. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, always
Yeah.
for 10.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
10
I
out of
played it
10.
on the Pro on my in HDR and that, and it's
Do you have a pro?
gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh, you have a pro, dude.
Yeah.
even
Didn't
know
I
you
tell
got
you?
it.
I
No.
told you that.
You're next level, man.
I did tell you
Oh,
that
you probably
last
did,
time.
yeah. We probably forgot. Like,
Yeah.
But oh,
It's fucking beautiful.
yeah,
It's
and
good.
you haven't
Yeah.
gone to the jump to 4K yet, or have you gone there yet? The jump for 4K TV.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
a 4K TV,
Yeah, so it
HDR.
probably looked even. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go. That's
so it looked unreal, like the blue in the waters and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's true.
Unreal.
Far
The
out.
lighting,
Yep.
just really good. So I was just like, oh,
it's amazing how they can do
Amazing.
that. Like I'm playing on like a monitor and from my PS4, and I'm thinking, man, this looks good. And I wouldn't even know how good it would look on a 4K with HDR on.
Yeah.
got hooked up while Emily was still at JB Hi-Fi.
Oh yeah, dude. She
So
used to get
everything's
some
like
cool
hell
discounts.
cheap. So that's why I was like, I'll buy
Come
it.
on.
Fuck yeah, I will.
That's wicked, man. All right, let's get into music. Okay, so the composer for The Lost Legacy was Henry Jackman. Oh, someone normal.
Yeah,
Yay!
can pronounce
Yes.
the name.
Aaron can pronounce.
No, anyway.
Got it.
He's known for composing Just Cause 3 and Uncharted 4. So that's pretty much all in the video game market he's done. Anyway, so it's kind of cool. The music, it wasn't as good as the other Uncharted. I'm going to put it out there. It's very forgettable. Nothing stood out to me, but
Yeah.
I play a lot of games where music is a core feature in games. Like most Japanese games, they go music and then everything else. So
Yeah.
music needs to be rememberable
Yeah.
and out there and stand
Yeah.
out in your face.
I was
And-
just about to say that I don't really even remember going, oh, that was awesome, that music part. And I don't know whether that's a good thing or that's a bad thing, as in like it was bad because there was no good parts where I was like, oh, that music was unreal.
Yeah.
Or whether it was good because it fit the story and what was on screen so well that I didn't notice because it was just like it gelled in with it. So I'd have to
like
play through that again and look at that.
The
so.
Uncharted 1 like introduction. Dun, dun, dun. It's like
Yeah.
real like, oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going
there
on an
wasn't-
adventure now. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
there wasn't a memorable.
I think I'm sort of leaning more towards Scuba's second point that maybe because it was it was a very different type of Uncharted game.
yeah.
Like from the moment, like you in a war torn sort of area, like it's a really sort of takes like a real depressing tone at first. Like where it's like a little bit.
And they took the movie approach where the music isn't meant to stand out; it's just there to pull you
aid
into it.
with the
Like the
what's going
first
on.
game is so like it's almost camp. The big music like Indiana Jones
Yeah, yeah.
style. It's
and
like,
I think that's what they're
and
going
then-
for because Nathan Drake is a smartass
Yeah,
like Indiana
and there's
Jones.
less
And
smart assery in this one, and
Yeah.
a lot of like, these two have gone through some shit, especially Nadine, and it's a bit.
it's just
The,
after
the bad guy is pretty evil. It's about Nadine's dad, and
he died. Yeah, so she's trying to
so
get.
It's a little bit, but I'm not saying that takes away from the fact the music might not be very memorable, but just that it is
Fits
not
it
so
well.
big and like
Yeah.
showcasey like the original score for the first few. But yeah, I wouldn't know.
Might have been what they were going for, though. I'm not too sure.
yeah,
They
that's
might have
what I
been
mean.
going for like a less impactful music score, and they wanted like more visual.
If it's
Yeah,
dark,
that's true.
if it's dark and strange, like the score's not going to be very. It's not going to be very impactful.
No.
Like I know there's certain Last of Us soundtrack is amazing. It's very dark,
Dude, and
but
that,
like
that soundtrack from that dude on that guitar, man.
That
Yeah.
Gustavo,
Yeah.
Giuseppe Gustavo, or is it Gustavo?
Giuseppe.
I don't know
the
his name.
Gustavo Santaolalla.
What is it?
Gustavo.
Where did
Santaolalla.
Giuseppe from? I don't even
I don't know.
know.
That'd be
no
sick.
idea.
He should be
Giuseppe.
called Giuseppe though.
Giuseppe.
Giuseppe. I
No,
have
but
no idea.
Gustavo, oh, man.
Apologies.
I actually downloaded the OST for The Last of Us.
bought
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
as
And
well.
there's
I bought it on
There's
iTunes.
a few.
Unreal.
See what they did in that. There's a few tracks that are very memorable in that, but a lot of it is very atmospheric. He's very.
That is true.
Yeah. So like a lot of the tracks.
The
if you
main
listen to them-
sequence for The Last of Us was the title song.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
That's it. Yeah.
And
Is he doing the second one?
Yes.
Did he do that
absolutely.
trailer that with
Yeah.
Thingy playing
Yeah,
the
he did
guitar
that,
in the
yeah.
trailer?
he probably did do that, but yeah, he is already scheduled to do the music. So yeah.
yeah. Amazing.
Excellent.
So it wasn't what I was hoping for from Uncharted, but it's still good because I'm going to add voice acting in this as well because the recording of the voices and the voice acting and that, and the voice acting was on point. So there's nothing wrong with that at all.
So it's more of a sound instead of music.
sound and music, I guess we should call this segment. But yeah, I'm going to give it an 8. Because I didn't remember any songs, and if it didn't feel out of place either. So it wasn't perfect, but wasn't bad. It was timed perfectly.
Yeah.
I guess.
But if you include the
voice
acting, I was going to say like if I was going to score, I'd give it something like an 8. But the voice acting pulls everything back up.
It
so
does, doesn't it? So
agreed.
But I guess you'd give voice acting 5 out of 10, and then music 10 out of 10. You split it down the middle, I guess, if you do it like that. You're gonna review it. So I'd give it an 8.
Yeah, sure.
Go 8 as well.
Yeah, 8 as well.
But once I play through it again, I'm going to focus a bit more on listening to the
See,
music
I
a bit
don't
more. and
really
stuff
have
like that.
fond memories of the other music from the other games.
I think it's
other
only
than the
because I've
main
been
title.
listening to the OSTs like pre-stream. So like every time I'm starting on my stream, I've got the Uncharted soundtracks playing, and I'm just like, oh man, Uncharted 1. Oh, this brings back memories of playing this game on launch.
I remember
Yeah.
like a few scenes that had really cool music from the other Uncharted games, like 3 when you're with the pirates and then you're in the ship, where the pirates have taken over the cruise liner ship and it sinks at the end, and the music of climbing up the side of that and
You had
stuff
to
like
rate
that's unreal.
that one misses out for us like on the best Uncharted, but it actually has the best scenes of probably like any Uncharted.
Hell yeah, when that plane crashes in the desert, that's
That's the most.
insane.
That's
Yeah.
probably the best scene in any game in the
That's-
history of gaming. I
The
reckon.
burning building.
100%.
Yeah.
The burning building when you get out of that. That's
In
insane.
France.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I
a
don't
crazy
remember that.
scene. That was massive.
Yeah, when
Fuck.
it's crumble. Yeah,
This is why I can't
crumbling.
wait to get to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only finished it once.
Yeah,
One
I've
thing
only
I-
finished once as well, but
One thing I love about that, that plane sequence is that it was all one scene without like a cut with no cutscene or no loading time
you
in
end
there.
up on the ground and nothing. It's all been one.
And that's on the PS3 as well. That's like
that old beast of a machine.
yeah, and I mean, like,
old bitch.
you
but
know,
it's because the PS3 was awesome, but just no one programmed games as well as Naughty Dog for
Yeah,
it.
That's right. They were the
exactly.
only ones who cared.
so that was just amazing. But yeah,
All right,
Cool.
so now we're going to get into replayability.
The final
The
part.
final part of this review. How often can you go back and play this game? Will you go back and play it again to try and... You'll probably trophy hunt. You'll go through your chapter selects, try and
I'll
get
definitely
crushing.
platinum the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So.
That's Scuba's MO.
Yeah, so there's definitely replayability there. It's there to go get the rest of all the treasure and to go through the extra
Harder
difficulties.
difficulties.
Yeah.
But it still is the same game.
And I don't believe there's DLC planned for this game.
No.
It is essentially DLC on its own.
They've got online.
Come with the
They've
season
probably got
pass.
online DLC.
Yeah, so the online is there. And it actually, when I put it in for the first time, went to play it, I'm like, oh, online's actually, it's stopped. They didn't let you play online for a day. So they kind of wanted someone to play the story and then go play online. So
cool.
it was actually locked off. And when I got to it, it was like 3 a.m. when I first got to it. It's like, oh, there's an hour and a half left until you can play this game online.
Did it introduce a survival mode as well, or is that always in it? the
That was in
survival?
Uncharted 4.
That was on Uncharted 4, and that was an add-on version. That was in an
okay.
update.
We talked about that
Yeah.
ages ago. They said they were adding a survival mode, and we were like, that's so cool. And
yeah.
then we're like, wait a minute, we don't have PlayStation Plus.
And we're going to have to get PlayStation Plus this week to play Destiny 2.
No, that's
I thought about that today. I was like,
subscriptions
yeah,
again.
I'm sitting there going, okay, so
I'm
I need to
paying for
buy.
just 1 month. That's it. I'm doing.
I'm like, I've got to buy Destiny 2 and a subscription.
Do you know it might give you like a 2-week free?
What it does
Yeah.
is it gives you a
14
free,
days.
right? And it says if you haven't used a free one on your account before,
Oh,
you can
I've used
use
a
Have
free
you?
one on my account.
I've used
yeah,
a free
yeah.
one too, so you can't do it after that. If you
Guess
paid
what,
before,
boys? We're playing Destiny for
Yeah.
a while. Yes.
I'm going to sign up for a month and just see how I go from there. And if I end up wanting to get it for a year, I'm just going to
Yeah.
buy it from a key site and get the whole
Yeah,
year
nice.
on there. So, replayability. I don't usually go back through them until years later when I
Yeah.
want to replay the story.
Yep.
That's what happens with me. So it's not, the pool's not there.
Depends whether you
But-
want to play multiplayer as well, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I've never played I've never even
I've never
touched
touched,
multiplayer in an Uncharted game
Uncharted
once.
multiplayer.
Uncharted 2's multiplayer was awesome.
Yeah.
3, I didn't play it much because it was different. They changed the feel of it a little bit. And then I played a fair bit of 4, but
Yeah.
not a lot. And
I saw Jordan tackle Last of Us and that looked pretty fun.
that
Last of Us
multiplayer
was sick.
It was weird. Like it's weird. Like you go, oh shit, this is
A game in a game, like
This fits
basically.
the style, like Uncharted. You know, it's just actiony, sort of silly, run
Yeah.
around, shoot everybody. Last of Us is like it's creeping. It's fucking like
Bit of PUBG.
yeah, it is.
Oh
Like
yeah, you
tiny
got
bit.
team-based PUBG. That's
And
it.
it
You got to
was-
scavenge in it as well.
Oh, that's right. You got to get your
and craft on the
shivs and all
fly.
that stuff. Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I'd love to go back and play some more of that, but that'd be another one that we could, if we actually got that, we could just do like a little stream of a Last of Us crew rolling around because
Yeah.
we've all
Oh,
got
yeah,
the
we've all got the
remastered.
remastered edition. So,
Yeah.
and we'll have PlayStation Plus next week. So,
It was fantastic. Yeah,
like,
that was a
I
great.
used to pay for them all the time, like the subscription models for
Yeah.
these things. But then I realized I'm actually not playing many multiplayer games.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, like, I paid for Xbox Live, like the gold, for freaking years, man. I had 7 years on my account because I had the nice big 7 on top of my name. So I paid for it for 7 years. Then I looked back and went, how many multiplayer games did I actually play? None.
You were priding yourself on the fact that you basically only played single player games. So I'm like,
Yeah.
why did you pay for that?
Because back in the days, it was like what you did. You
Yeah,
got an
I know,
Xbox
I
and
know.
you got gold
And
because
then
you're like, oh, might as well just get it.
I
'cause-
finally turned my PlayStation thing off after like a year, and I was like, why do I have this now? I don't do it.
yeah,
I'm a
and-
PC gamer, man.
exactly.
pay
And you
for
don't
shit.
you don't pay for that, but you got to pay for expensive amounts of money for
And for
hardware and all
gear,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
hardware.
Well, we never used to have to pay for online until
No.
someone brought it in on a certain company, then everyone else followed. But anyway, let's not get into that.
PlayStation could have been cool.
I see. I understand you've got to pay for your services. Like servers are expensive. Data center and storage is
Yeah.
really expensive.
I guess they
And
give us
it's all
free
out of their
games
pocket.
and yeah,
Free
saves
games.
and
Yeah, but
stuff.
they lock if you
Yeah.
turn your fucking PlayStation Plus off.
That's
Oh, really?
That's the
Don't do
only
that. Yeah,
downside
mine
with
are all
Xbox.
locked.
Yeah, like so
Ooh, I
Xbox
didn't know
doesn't
that.
do that. That's good. They've got that on PlayStation right there.
Yeah, so Xbox gives them to you forever. So I've actually gone through. I'm like, I turned on my Xbox 360 like a couple of months ago, and I'm like, oh, I've got Dark Souls 1 on here and Sleeping Dogs, all from the free gold
Ooh,
games and that. So I was
nice.
like, yeah, I
You
can
could go
play
through
that.
Dark Souls. There you
But
go.
yeah, no, I got Dark Souls anyway on PS3, so I'd
Oh,
rather
yeah.
play it on that than the other edition. So
Yeah, so give us what was the replayability ratings?
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Yep.
So
good.
because I know I won't go back through
I'm
it.
gonna go 8 because I'll platinum it.
Yeah.
But then
And,
after that, you might just wait a while, I reckon, and go back through it again in a year.
Yeah, I'll definitely. Oh, yeah, I'll platinum it and then I'll probably play it again in a little while because I usually always go back and get into it. So yeah, pretty cool.
Well, I mean, overall, like so far from what I've played of it, it's unreal. I can't wait to finish it after this weekend when I do my assignment. I'm pretty much back to regular uni work, and then after that, like it's just all, it's easier from there. So this is just bad timing.
Yeah,
And it's good timing for fucking Destiny 2, which is annoying because I would have preferred good timing for this game. But
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
like
Definitely.
my assignment's due tomorrow, and I'm like, awesome, I can get that done. But then Destiny gets all my attention. And I'm like, oh, I could easily sink 6 hours into Lost Legacy, but it's just, it is what it is.
So this game from us all around got an 89 out of 100.
So 8.9 out of 10.
Yeah, so almost 9.10, and we'll go to Metacritic and see what they gave it. So
Yeah. Just give it a little comparison.
yeah.
I did see some people writing it off a lot, but I do know a lot of people are complaining about the main character not being Nathan Drake. And
That's
it's just
weird.
like, oh, guys, who cares? And then everyone's going, oh, I'm sick of female protagonists. It's like, who
man.
fucking cares? Just play it. Like,
why
doesn't
would you
matter.
care about that? 8.5, 8.4.
Yeah, okay, so we're pretty much on point almost.
Yeah.
We're usually pretty close.
And
to,
we're generally more favourable too because the last couple of games we reviewed were PS4 games, so we got to account for a bit of
it's
PS4
Uncharted,
bias.
and we're big Uncharted
Oh,
fans.
yeah.
dude, I've been playing Uncharted since the first game came out.
Yeah,
so
so we're
yeah.
take us with a grain of salt, but if you're not an Uncharted fan, 85. It's
85.
still a damn good score for a 6-hour game.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And it's,
Depends how much you explore and like if you
6
go
hours
treasure
story.
hunting.
yeah, I think I was about 10 hours as well by the end of it.
Yeah, I'd
because I
probably
went
be
and
about
did all
that.
that area. I've got every piece
Got
of
all the
treasure.
tokens. Yeah.
All the tokens and
So definitely more.
and found every piece of treasure after that point.
This tops it for the most dark and violent Uncharted game, though. Like Uncharted 4 made me go, "Whoa, this is way more epic than the other one." The older ones are a little bit sort of fun and silly when you shoot people. But they upped the violence for this one. I found it was satisfying when you kill someone, and for me, like I have high high tolerance for the violent games. So I was like, "Whoa, this is." It's got. I think it's MA, isn't it?
Wouldn't
Or is it M or MA? I'm pretty sure it's MA, that game, but which is
Have to be.
Take that kind of stuff with a grain of salt as well. Australia just puts anything.
We give everything the epic ratings now.
Yeah, like especially now. As soon as R18 came in, every damn game's R18. Any game that used to be MA is now R18.
I remember like God of War 3 was like
MA, and there was
Like,
now that would be an
It's
R.
like really you rip off someone's head with your bare hands and like you see his fucking neck split as you peel
That's
it
so
back.
cool.
But back then there was no R18 rating back
So
then.
I don't know how they push it through.
I think there might be a lot of money slinging across that table.
Here you go, guys.
Because it's usually all the little
under the
small
table.
games that that get banned.
Yeah.
Like, look at the Outlast 2. That was about to get banned because of that sequence that we reenacted. If you want to go back on that past episode where we reenacted the scene of the blowjob and the rape
that's right.
from the weird
the suck
goat
job.
creature.
Oh,
So
fuck.
It was weird.
yeah, but anyway,
Weird.
I find them games are the ones that get banned. If they're big, they will either do something shifty or cut certain sections out. I think the worst one in history is the Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah,
That
was the
way they
tipping
censored
point
that.
for people. For gamers, that was a tipping point.
Yeah, they got
We
pissed off.
should do an episode about this.
The rating
We
systems.
might. That's another one.
Censorship.
We're going to do
Yeah.
one about Japanese culture and gaming. We're going to do one about censorship in gaming, and
Yeah.
that'll be good.
Because we live in the country where rest of the world laughs at us. Not
Yeah.
as bad as Germany, but where
Rest of the world.
remember how I showed you the Half-Life 1 Germany?
That was so good.
Yeah, how it used to be, and they finally got it uncut now.
Oh, God.
They used to sit down and they just disappeared. They didn't die. The guy sat down and went like this.
Yeah, like they were
I got dizzy. I'm knocked out. Bye.
It's just hurt me. The rubber bullets, mate.
Yeah.
So bad.
But anyway, so we gave it 89. It's still high. It doesn't beat Jordan's score for Horizons. That was 96.
97.
Oh, 97 was
Oh,
it? So
really?
Have
he
you
gave it
watched
90
that yet?
haven't watched all
Dude,
of it. I've
go
watched
back
like
and
half
let me
of
know
it.
what you think of what you think of what I said about it, because we did a long one for that one, and I had barely anything bad to say about it. Such a fucking good game.
Yeah, Jordan was like, "This is
Unreal.
one of the best games I've ever played." That's what he actually said to me.
I was so upset that I didn't play it on release. I was just like, why is it taking me so long to play this?
I
This
kept
is so
telling
good.
Jordan, like, "This game's gonna be cool, man," and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll see how it goes." And then even when you looked at the reviews, you're like, "Oh, in the 80s, oh yeah, oh yeah."
Yeah, I think they undersold it pretty heavily.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Good, very good game. I always just think that was their first attempt at an open world game. It's a completely different game to Killzone. So
Hell yeah.
you just got to give them massive credit for that.
And I think Guerrilla Games is going to go somewhere because of this title. They're going to like Killzone was good, but it wasn't. I never went, "Oh yeah, Killzone." But I think most of the people on PlayStation now are going to be going,
Horizon's
"Hell yeah."
like the next fucking franchise,
Yeah,
like
dude.
big franchise now.
And their Decima engine is amazing, and I can't
Yeah,
wait
it's a good
for
engine.
Kojima's new game from that, Death
Yeah,
Stranding.
can you put some more info on that?
Yeah.
All
Anyways, thanks for watching. We're going to finish up now. If you want, follow us on Facebook at No Objective Gaming, Twitter at No Objective Game, on Twitch here, live every Saturday at No Objective Gaming AU. Don't forget that AU part. We spray it all over our social media anyway, so just follow us on Twitch or Twitter or Facebook, and you will see all of the content coming up. So you will just jump on and watch us. And we really would love to see more followers. So and share, please share with your friends and give us an iTunes review. We haven't seen many of those come through, but I haven't checked the American side yet. So I'll get to that eventually. Yeah, you're going to want to say anything else, Jordan? Long pause.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, good? You good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yep. All
Cool.
right, well,
it was good. It was good. Thank you for coming on, Scoob.
Yeah,
No
thank
worries,
you, man.
guys.
We're doing more PlayerUnknown soon, so
But
Play some games.
I think that we'll be playing a bit of that. But after this week, man, it's going to be Destiny 2. So
Destiny 2. So check
um,
us out on Twitch, and we'll be live streaming that when we can.
we will be streaming. I will be streaming in the morning the story. So
Yeah.
my character.
That means
so-
I might, whenever we do it in the night, I might chuck my Elgato on and
Yeah.
sit on the couch with
Yeah.
you boys.
Because
Cool.
I've got to get through it. I'm going to burn through that story. I'm going to see how it is. I'm going to see if I actually enjoy the story, unlike the last one that I didn't get invested in at all.
Yep.
yeah.
So I'm intrigued to do some dungeons or whatever they call them in this game, like
Strikes.
Yeah.
strikes. I'm
Lost
really
sectors
keen to
and
do. I never
things.
did one strike in Destiny 1, so I think I probably would have liked the game more if I actually did a strike. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Should be good.
All right.
all right. Well,
See you in a week.
you will.
Catches.
See you later.